How you doing?
Hello, hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello, hello.
Uh, how you doing? I got my tea.
Okay. We ready? We ready. I got my Pepsi is famous Friday.
Famous Friday. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Yes, hello, you all.
What day is
Hello.
it, Danny? What day is it, Danny?
It's famous Friday, baby. Make them famous.
Making famous Friday. Let's go,
Famous
yo.
Friday.
Let's do this.
This
Woo.
this, this is about we're about to make this legend famous.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carlos Ramirez-Rosa. Oh, he about to be famous. We're about to make him a famous Friday legend.
yeah. Because he like the ringleader. He the
Yeah,
ringleader.
he won the ringleaders for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's the reason why.
Yeah, oh, he the reason why we got so he he the one that definitely has to get up out of here. He got to go.
He's the reason why.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
As far as I'm concerned,
Yeah,
far as
me
I'm
too.
concerned, he's the reason why. hmm
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Ooh.
So
All right.
we're gonna wait for a
A
few more
couple,
people to come in, or we gonna get
a
right
few
to
more
it.
people. How
Yeah, so
the
hey
week?
family,
How's
hey
everybody week?
YouTube.
Did I see y'all this week? No, I did not see y'all this week. I know y'all went to the budget, to the budget meeting on Monday.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
That
crazy.
was a that was
Look,
a jungle.
it was,
Uh,
Wait, do you know
but
do you know Sharon Abbott that was down there from Chicago Red? She called me this morning. She sent me an article. You know those clowns that got the cutting up? ABC wrote an
right,
article. Well, the clowns down there Monday,
right.
that got what I believe is the paid provocateurs,
Yeah.
that came with Alderman Byron Sitcho Lopez. Um, the ABC did an article to make it look like we were the ones that did the disturbance. She sent it to me. I have to read it in
oh,
detail, but she was upset and she was saying that she wanted to contact ABC, the editor, and also look at filing something against them for misrepresentation. So
Yes.
I'll forward that.
right.
Yeah, I'll forward it to you, but it's an ABC article. She called me this morning
Fake
upset
news.
about it.
Fake news.
What'd
ABC.
you say?
Fake
Fake news.
news. There you
Fake
go.
Yeah,
news.
There you
my
go,
mom
Danny.
said we'll
Fake
see him in
news.
court.
We see him
My
Yeah,
in
mom
court.
said we'll see him in
Because that
court.
wasn't
yeah.
us. That
That
was them.
wasn't
That
us.
was
That
not us.
wasn't us.
Don't start
hmm
trying to make like Chicago flips red is on that. No.
Right.
Now I'll forward you
It
guys the
was
article.
crazy.
She sent it to me this morning. She sent it to me. She called me about it this morning and asked me if I had seen it.
Mm. Yeah, we're gonna have to yeah, that ain't us. That's horrible.
Yeah,
Fake
we're gonna have
news.
to deal with that.
Yeah, fake news. Telling us they're gonna
Fake
have to
news.
Fake news.
yeah, Trump told us about that fake news.
We
Fake news.
we've been warned.
We've been warned. So now you're gonna try to make Chicago flips red look like we no. And nobody down there look. We say we want to say to the mayor and them aldermen, and that's it. We not gonna be sitting up there getting look throwing down and throwing all those flyers everywhere and all that.
No,
No.
Yeah,
no.
Shanton said that Donald Trump just won a $15 million lawsuit against the media.
Oh yeah. See. Yeah. Let's
Yeah, don't play
yeah.
with us. Don't play with us.
Let's get on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
I think
good.
she said it was me, David, and her
Cause
from
we
from Chicago Red, that we was all on the same thing. But like I said, I'm gonna pull it up. But she called because she said that yeah, they definitely misrepresented us. It was just wrong to do that.
Well, they
yeah.
want to make anything that is Republican or
Mhm.
anything Trump related to be this like we're unhinged and we're all this
Right.
hmm
because people are starting to wake up. I just left the barbershop. Everybody in that barbershop did not vote for Kamala Harris.
See?
They all, every one of those men was in there. And it was a lot because it's Friday and everybody getting ready for the holidays. Christmas is coming up. So there was a lot of men in there. A lot of men who have good jobs. A lot of men who work for the city. A lot of them, they did not, they said that, and they said, and a lot of them say it's not about the Republican and Democrat. They said it's about policies. There was nothing that she was saying that would make me want to vote for her.
That's right.
Yeah, he said, and a lot of them were saying that we got to get out of, what our grandparents and what our parents was, he said, this one guy said his mother used to give an index card with the people to vote for and say, here, he just go and vote. He said, until he got older and start realizing, like, none of these people care about us, ma. So, but it was good to hear all those people waking up in there, to hear that they are awake and that they have their own minds. But it was like, it's not about no Republican, Democrat at this point. It's policies, and there was nothing that she had that was making me be like, oh yeah, we got to vote for her, so that was good to see that and hear that. But you ready?
Good. Yes, we are.
All right.
Let's go. All right. It's Famous Fridays. Make you famous
Fridays. And
yeah,
who
we're gonna make you
on our
famous
list today? Carlos Rosa, the 34th. What's it? No, is it? Let me just make sure because I can't stand this man. This is the 35th.
Oh, 35th. Mm-hmm.
35th Ward Alderman. He has been in there since 2015. He got in there real young.
Bless. Don't do the microphone.
Okay. He said he is a community organizer. He attended Chicago public schools. He graduated from Whitney M. Young Magnet High School. That's a good high school. Where he served as senior class president. He also graduated from the University of Illinois, earned his degree in 2011. And
what was his degree in?
His degree is in, they do not say.
Basket weaving. Go ahead.
But he did his champion on funding for women in LGBTQ programs. But you know what? Let me find out what his degree is in. Let me make sure it's not out here.
All the Democrat Party. It
probably was individual studies.
Yeah, gender studies and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. It probably was.
The whole Democrat.
Like they say, allegedly.
Yeah,
until we find out for sure. Allegedly.
Yeah. So that's
yeah, it don't say. So he might not even have one because a lot of these people that are aldermen have said they went to certain schools and did not graduate, but said they graduate. So hey, that's still up in the air. But he graduated in 2011, and then he served as a congressional caseworker in the office of Congressman Luis Gutierrez. After working for Congress Gutierrez, he worked as a family support network organizer. That organizer word, that's the word that you guys got to really, that word right there, that organizer word, that word is dangerous. Dangerous in the political fields. Anybody that's an organizer, do not, as they say, they're a community organizer or anything like that, do not put them in office. I'm trying to tell you that just a word. Okay. He worked as family support network organizer with the Coalition for Immigrant and Rights until he ran for alderman in 2018.
Yeah, so he been right. So that's for the immigrant rights.
Yeah, we'll get into that. Now, get all that because this man to be honest,
Michael was
I
on
mean, to let everybody know that's watching this and is coming on to this. First of all, I can't believe that he was picked next. But this man is a very dangerous to the city of Chicago. He is dangerous to children. He is dangerous to. He's a dangerous man. He is one of the Hispanic KKK. I always say Hispanic KKK. He is one of the Hispanic KKK that's down there in City Hall, ruining us every day. Okay, every day.
Like they say, he's the Grand Master.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a Grand Master. He's. It's two of them. He's part A, and the other one's part B. The other one we'll get to when that person gets picked.
Oh, okay.
On April 8th, 2014, Ramirez-Rosa was arrested while attempting to block a deportation bus leaving Broadview Detention Center in Broadview, Illinois. The arrest was part of the Not One More campaign to pressure President Barack Obama to stop deportations. Ramirez-Rosa said at the time of his arrest, "I am a U.S. citizen. I don't fear deportation. But I know that when you are taking hardworking and decent people, putting them in detention centers, and then putting them on buses and separating them from families, that is an act of injustice."
Stop right there. Stop right there. That was under whose administration?
Barack Obama.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I just want to make that clear for all our, stone cold anti-deportation and anti-Republicans and anti-Trump idea. That right there came from the good old, wonderful
Barack
in
Obama.
charge of the DNC, wag your finger at everybody, Barack Obama.
The porter in chief was what they
The
called him.
deporter in chief. That's what they named him. Nicknamed him the deporter in chief. And nobody had anything to say about it. In fact, when Vivica A. Fox talked about it, remember when Q went on that show that she was on and he was introducing the contract for Black Chicago? And remember she was like, what about the cages? What about the cages? And remember Q kept saying, that's not our fight, Vivica. That's not our fight. And she was just so adamant about what about the cages? As if Trump had started it, when in fact, the deporter in chief was Barack Obama.
That's right.
These are the things that we need to make clear. These are the things that we are going to talk about doing Friday, Famous Friday, because we can't get everything in 3-minute intervals at the Magnet City Hall. That's what makes these discussions so valuable, because you bring the research and we have an opportunity to debunk some of the information that's out there, some of the half-truths that's out there, and continue to enlighten the people about what's really going on, especially Black people, because we've been politically ignorant for way too long. So thank you for bringing that up, Zoe. Please continue.
Yeah. Prior to his election to the Chicago City Council, he served as an elected community representative to the Avondale-Logandale Local School Council. He is the nephew of Cook County Judge Ramon Ocasio III and Chichinas of 18th Street author and activist Magda Ramirez Castina. Look, you know this a lot.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Magda, that's her first name, then Ramirez, then Casnada, Castaneda. Okay. Now I want to say this because this is very important. His mother is of Mexican descent and his father is of Puerto Rican descent. And when I keep going back and telling you people, it's something with these Puerto Ricans and these Mexicans and these Venezuelans trying to come on over and take over America. It's a vendetta situation. So he's a mix of a Mexican and Puerto Rican. And his other half that's down there that's causing havoc is straight up Puerto Rican. Just like Jesse Fuentes. Straight up Puerto Rican. All right. Now, Let's get into him. He's endorsed by Chicago Tribune, Independent Voters of Illinois, Citizens Action Illinois, Chicago Federation of Labor, United Working Families. United Working Families, they're dangerous too now. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Just two. Chicago's Teachers Union, that's a criminal organization.
Mm-hmm.
Service Employees and International Union, you know, he's SEIU local,
Mm-hmm.
SEIU local 73, SEIU Healthcare Illinois, ACME Council 31, Reclaim Chicago, Nations United, the People's Lobby, Progressive of America, Cook County College Teachers Union, Chicago Acts, AFT Local 4343, Team Council 25, IBL EW Local 134, Justice Party of Illinois, Northside Democracy America, Grassroots State Senator Willie, State Representative Will Gazzardi, Cook County. I don't know if he's still Cook County Commissioner. He's not anymore, but Chewy Garcia. He's something else now.
Right.
He also Democrat Socialist. What we'll get into that is the problem. Okay, the fact that this person comes back all the time is crazy. Okay, sorry, I gotta put this person on timeout. Okay.
Okay.
He's Democrat Socialist. He the Caucus, Democratic Socialist Caucus, Latino Caucus, Progressive Caucus, and the LGBTQ Caucus. Okay, he is gay or whatever. He is a progressive leader, which is a Democrat Socialist. He first ran for office when he was 26 years old. He's 35 now. And he won 67% of the votes.
So he was 20. He was 26 when he got into office.
Yeah, he was. I think he was like the youngest. Yeah.
Now you see, 26 years old.
Team, and he won 60% of the vote. The person before him, who he unseated, he was there for 12 years. So he really wasn't doing nothing for the community if they put him in there.
And then you got these people, judges and other people that he knew. So
yeah, his uncle is that judge, and he just got they had an article on him because he let a lady out who killed Cook County judge seeking retention. A woman who stabbed lover to death should have avoided jail pre-trial. So yeah, so she avoided jail. So yeah, that's his uncle. And yeah, the person was 38. Leslie had been drunk early in the afternoon when she allegedly attacked Roberts, 41, the apartment of his estranged wife, Lenise Smith. Roberts was stabbed in the neck and above his right clavicle. And Snowden did not admit stabbing Roberts to death, but she did admit to police that she had stabbed him earlier. She was charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder, and despite of the accused murder, she's home. So, yeah, that's his issue.
Like you say, we'll do a show on judges.
Yeah, gotta do a show on judges.
So these people basically come over here, not from here, get empowered here, and then unleash everything that's anti-American on the American citizens.
That's pretty much the size of it.
Yeah, that's pretty much basically it.
So what are his accomplishments as what is it, the 35th ward?
On paper, we're gonna give you what he on paper of what he says, right? So
Okay.
under his leadership, He has built new affordable housing, enacted policies to prevent displacement, improved pedestrian and traffic safety, and supported neighborhood schools. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he ensured seniors, families, and small businesses had access to critical resources. His focus on transparency and coalition building has led to historic legislation that gives Chicagoans greater say over policing and public safety in their neighborhoods. He was
Wait a minute,
reelected in
repeat that.
2023.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, repeat that.
What's the whole thing?
No, about the policing in the neighborhoods. What now?
Oh, it says that his focus on transparency and coalition building has led to historic legislation that gives Chicagoans greater say over policing and public safety in their neighborhoods. And I'm about to we're gonna get into what that is.
Yeah. I just want to be sure. I just want to be clear on what I heard. Is all. Go ahead, continue.
Okay. Somebody said how many were in the 35th ward? None. Okay. Now, reelected.
They said how many migrant shelters were in the
35th ward? Not one, Tyler.
Now you advocating for all this, but not one of them.
Yeah, not one. Okay.
Not one in your ward, but this is what, okay. All right.
You are hilarious. So we say no. Okay.
Reelected in 2023 with 9,570 votes. Now, going back to these votes, is always the machine. The machine always has these certain amount of votes in these wards for these certain people. So in the 35th ward, it's around 9,500, 9,200, and anybody that's going against these people, they only get like 1,000, 2,000 votes. Same with Michelle Harris. Michelle Harris ward, it's always the 8,000 range. Everybody else 1,000, 2,000. His is I went to go look around his people who ran against him. His is a 9,500 round, range and stuff like that. So yeah, just get that. When they finally find that person that is going to be part of the machine, they're going to make sure that their votes add up to those. The reason why Hall only lost by those many votes is because he wasn't part of the machine yet.
Yeah,
he's trying to get his foot in so he can be part of the machine. So yeah. Carlos continues to dedicate himself to build a responsive city hall that puts residents first, delivering meaningful change for his constituents and moving Chicago towards a more progressive future. Hey, Afro Leigh.
Oh, hey.
Hey, Afro Leigh. Yeah, so progressive. What do you? Yeah, okay.
He is a prominent figure in Chicago politics, known for his progressive and democratic socialist ideals. Democratic socialists. That's another. It's another term.
Yeah, another term to be on the watch for.
Be on the watch for. So the Chicago City Council's Progressive Reform Caucus is supposed to be focusing on advancing policies and prioritize social and economic justice. That is what progressive is supposed to mean. Keyword socialist, keyword dictator, keyword anti-American.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right, which translates to all money is for immigrants.
Yes.
Go ahead.
For immigrants.
That's a progressive agenda.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the Democrat Socialists of America is a political organization in the United States that advocates for democratic socialism, aiming to create a society where democratic principles extend to the economy, not just politics. The DSA envisions an economic system that prioritizes public ownership, social welfare, and work empowerment while reducing the influence of corporate and capitalist structures.
There you go. There you go. Wait a minute, Zoe. Wait a minute, Zoe. Wait a minute, Zoe. There you go. There you go. There you go. You just read the answer to why me and your property issues can't be resolved. You just answered it. You just answered it. Because the Democratic Progressive Socialist Party is about what? government own it, corporation own it. That's why the only thing we hearing now is about affordable housing being owned by these big corporations. That's the reason why even in your mother's case with her lot, don't you see they trying to build what? A city-owned grocery store on that lot. Yes. Everything that, yeah, that's what this progressiveness means. It gives the facade. It's like it's about everybody and about social programs and equality. Really what it's about is the private citizen having nothing of his own and the government and corporations owning everything, giving you just a little bit enough to survive and get by.
Depending on the government,
Depending on the government.
And he is a Democrat socialist. He's proud socialist. And he joined the Democrats in 2017. That story, Democrat socialists, it wasn't out here in the forefront like that, like they were sneaking to do it. But who put it on the map was Bernie Sanders and AOC. But AOC, Alexandria, whatever, in New York, she put it on the map. You know, she was she's not a bad. And what happened was she got a lot of social media. Our social media following was crazy. She was at like 1 million followers. And because she was at 1 million followers, she used that influence for office on these progressive socialist agendas, and she won. And it's been crazy ever since she got in it. And I like to tell people that because she's the one who pushed it over, locked in with Bernie Sanders for a minute. So for a minute, it was like this big thing, but she is the one who put it on the map and kept pushing it. And then it got out of control with this illegal immigration scam that we're dealing with. And now everybody is all over the place because now people are waking up. People are seeing the issue and the problem. But that's the backstory to let people know this DSA stuff. People start getting more comfortable being out saying it when AOC got in office.
And you're right, because the hoodwink that Bernie Sanders had that really made especially young people pay attention to him was because he was talking about student loan forgiveness, student loan debt forgiveness. He was talking about health care for everybody. And those are two categories that we're going to say prior to immigration. Those were two categories that a lot of Americans were concerned with, being buried in student loan debt and not having affordable health care. Right. So when Bernie Sanders came in, giving the illusion that he was for that, that student loan debt would be forgiven and that affordable health care would be for everybody, it was easy to pull people in, especially young people, because you got to think the job market today is not necessarily offering up medical benefits and health benefits like it did in professions of old. So when you hear younger people, when you tell younger people that it should be benefits for everybody, and you're looking at the younger generation, who a lot of them do not have 40-hour jobs. A lot of them are working part-time jobs and 2 or 3 part-time jobs. So they needed that idea of healthcare being covered by the government for everybody, and it was a selling point. A lot of people rocked with Bernie Sanders with that until what's his name, Killer Mike, cornered him, if you will, about that question of reparations. And when he couldn't come correct with that answer about reparations, then that's when people was like, with Bernie Sanders. But it was that ideology, like you said, that AOC latched on to with Bernie Sanders that got a lot of people behind them, not realizing that really it was the prelude to what would be coming for illegal immigrants.
Yep. And that, you're absolutely right. And like, someone said, socialism of today is not the same socialism Fred Hampton was preaching and advocating for. And the same with Mr. Gregory, Dick Gregory. This is not the socialist. Like this right here, this right here is takeover.
This is a takeover. This is a takeover.
Yeah, this is takeover. Like it's a vendetta. It's legit a vendetta. It's a vendetta. So he's so that's what he's on. And we'll talk about that. He voted for the budget. So I want people to understand that.
Hold on. But he voted. Didn't he vote for the 68 million?
He voted for all of the money.
All
Everybody that was for immigration, he voted for it. Okay, he voted for it. But
from day one, from the 51 million to this current date, every piece of money he has voted for.
You have to understand,
from the 51 million to now.
Carlos Ramirez-Rosa. This man, this is okay. Before we talk about the budget, right? I want y'all to understand. In February, in I think it was January or December of 2020, Carlos Ramirez-Rosa and his other half cornered what's her name? Lori Lightfoot. Mm-hmm. Because when Lori Lightfoot first came in, when she was running on some progressive things, to the progressive agenda. She was running on the police reform and all those things. When she came in there, she was singing a different tune, which they all do. They run on something, they go on totally different. But with Rosa Ramirez, and this was, mind you, this is COVID. When COVID and Chicago COVID different than where I was. I was in a red state during my COVID situation.
Yeah, because COVID shut down here started March 13, 2020.
2020, right? So this is going into 2021. And she was not trying to push on the reform, the police reform ordinance that they were trying to push to get on. She wasn't on that, and she may have not been on that because she started seeing that this influx of all these migrants coming over here, So they cornered her. First, they were basically wanting her to resign because she was not signing on to what she was saying. And plus, I believe they had something on her. I believe these people are bullies. Okay, these two people are bullies. But they told her they kept saying that they wanted her to resign. And then finally they came to some agreement and she finally gave in. So February 23rd, 2021, Carlos Ramirez-Rosa led the campaign to eliminate exceptions in the ordinance that allow Chicago police officers to cooperate with federal immigration officials. And that, I understand, that right there is what we're dealing with now. Let's get it. February 23rd, 2021, Chicago police can no longer cooperate with immigration and customs enforcement under any circumstances. You hear that?
Under any circumstance.
Okay? Thanks to this breaking ordinance that was led by Carlos Ramirez-Rosa. Ramirez-Rosa spearheaded an effort to eliminate exceptions in Chicago's sanctuary city ordinance that have previously allowed police officers to operate with federal immigration and customs agents under no specific condition, under any specific conditions. These such cooperation individuals were listed in the city's gang database. So even gang database.
Who is he? No. Who is he?
Okay.
Who is he?
Ramirez-Rosa's campaign
30-some years old.
Separation.
30-some years old with this type of power.
That's
and
right.
ain't even born and raised Chicagoan or whatever. Who is he? Who
Right.
is he? And he got all them organizations behind him and all that.
All them
Now, who is this
organizations.
nigga? Who is he? Who
Yeah.
is he?
Ramirez-Rosa campaign saw a stricter separation between local law enforcement and federal immigration authorities, aligning with Chicago's broader sanctuary city policy aimed at immigrant communities from federal efforts. Okay, now Alderman Anthony Napolitano, a former police officer, argued that eliminating these
No, I
Naps.
said Naps.
Yeah, Naps. Hey, Alderman Naps. A former police officer who argued that eliminating these exceptions would compromise public safety. He said this before they passed this. He says, we're going to see an influx of criminals hiding in the city of Chicago. Warning that this ordinance would handcuff officers and exuberate crime in the city. He linked the ordinance frustrations over recent police reform measures signed into law by Governor J.B. Pritchard, with the policy further limited law enforcement's ability to address rising crime rates, including homicides, shootings, and burglaries and carjackings. So this, the Hispanic KKK, I don't care what you say, but him and the other half, I can't get the other person's name. A lot of people know this, but because she's worse than this one, and it can't get no worse than him. Okay, so this is why the police cannot do their job. Just like even when they were all in their right, they were selling drugs, they were prostituting at the police stations. Then police all do nothing.
So who is this dude that we gonna allow him to come over here, be here in Chicago, and dictate to us what we gonna allow on our streets?
You know, Danny, but it's even, as I'm listening to that, it's even more heart-wrenching than that. The fact that this is who this dude is, and the fact that you got all those aldermen downtown in City Hall that did not stop him, that won't stop him. You mean to tell me that they have allowed this, whatever this is, to come and overtake our city like this, and to sit here and at the same time manipulate Black people into constantly voting Democrat, just ushering in our own demise like this, just ushering it, and the Black aldermen sitting there allowing it in quote unquote Black Chicago. And you know, and that's the part that I'm finding to just be downright heart-wrenching. You telling me now? I could see if, and not saying that it would be right, but I could see if this was somebody, let's say, like Alderman Bill, who been in there, somebody who, like Brandon Riley or Naps, some of them who been in there, even a Michelle Harris, if you will, who been in there, and who are straight up Americans.
That's right.
And been here. You got this guy who's still wet behind the ears, have been allowed to come in here and handicap the city. This is insane. Who is this dude? Who is this dude? And I ain't got but one thing to say about it. Tom Homan, Donald Trump, come handle your American business. Handle your American business.
Because see, these people need to be in jail. This is treason against the United States and America says, how dare they allow, like she said, our black aldermen to sit in there and to know that you got illegal aliens all around here and committing crimes, and you're gonna allow this man to set up laws and things where it's that we can't even do nothing, and y'all sit
and still allow black gangs and black crime to be exploited, to be the reason why everything is the way it is in the city, and because black gangs, and then you're gonna arrest them or whatever. But you have said knowingly Hispanic gangs, knowingly immigrants, you can't touch them. Let them go rampant. Let them go rampant. And then make the face of crime and the fact that crime is out of control, and then run on the issue of crime and all this and that be put on us. See,
that's right.
There's people locked up right now
that
cannot
crazy.
Get out. But these people are they committing big crimes. To the point now, it's so bad that the illegals are killing each other and putting them in the dumpsters and stuff because the police just can't do nothing anyway.
We see it down at City Hall. The policing, and again, like we always say, we're not anti-police. We know we need the police, and the police down at City Hall, they cool with us. They don't bother us, to the extent like they used to. But it's just amazing. We've seen it over and over again that the policing that they are allowed to do really is on us. We've seen them not be able to do anything to the Palestinians. Those Palestinians was allowed to go way wild and nothing happened to them. We was down there Friday and down there Monday, and we saw the people who Byron Cicho Lopez was out there protesting with. Now we saw how long they were allowed to get wild. Hold up signs. You saw Starks gently walk the little ladies out, and if we just say that ain't true, when they say something about a budget or something, we don't. Those stats ain't right. Get them out. Starts coming over there to the woods real fast. The police come, Miss Jackson, Miss Jackson, it's Blakemore. Y'all in here, Mr. Blakemore. In fact, they drug George out of that meeting. 80-some-year-old man, they drug him out when they arrested him. It's amazing.
Same with Michael. Michael's banned from being down there for saying on the mic, what he said about Stephanie Coleman, but you got Antifa down there. But the problem down there acting a fool, saying all racial and stuff, and they come back.
And they coming back. They're not gonna be banned at all.
But how you gonna allow
Michael need to file something?
We gotta address that too, about you can't sit up there and let us, because you don't like something somebody say. This is a public forum for the citizens, because you don't.
And you straight First Amendment, because
that's what you in violation.
He didn't do any of that. But you see stuff like that and be like, the hypocrisy is just crazy.
On black people, because everybody knows.
It's just crazy. It's on crazy. Yeah, it's just insane to me. Just like we're literally dealing with the attack of these aggressive Latinos who are not America first because they feel America is part of Mexico. So they feel like they feel like get America.
They come to take over and bring
and we are so slow and letting these people with this black and brown, let them come in here with this black and brown.
It
ain't no black and brown. I keep trying to tell these people it ain't no black and brown, but they come in with this black and brown. And you got people like Jeanette Taylor, who was part of the the Democrat Socialist, Desmond Yancey, who's part of the Democrat Socialist. You've got Lamont Robinson, part of the Democrat Socialist. Maria Clay, part of the Democrat Socialist. You know, you've got William Hall. They just got him because he done did something. I don't know. We don't figure out. He done did something. He just voting their way because they just. But anyway, I'm saying that it ain't no black and brown, right? But they're using the black and brown to get their agenda through.
Push. That's right.
Just like how they cornered a mayor. You cornered a mayor. The mayor who said what? She got the biggest in the city.
Ain't that what she said?
How you got the biggest in the city? I wish somebody.
And you a woman.
And you a woman. How you got that? And you letting people corner you into signing this executive order, and then have the nerve to play the race card because Napolitano said this was dangerous. You called him xenophobic and racist. Y'all and that's another reason why we got to leave the Democratic plantation, because how could you call Napolitano a racist and xenophobic for him saying that this is a very dangerous ordinance that should not be passed because it's going to be an influx of criminals coming in. And look what happened.
And look what happened.
Now look at that was 2021, right? Now it's 2024. Every day somebody's saying that a Venezuelan then got beat up, got killed, Venezuelan killing people. It's so many, even in their because them Hispanic wards, they starting to come over there and do execution style over there, but it's not being shown on the media.
That's right.
Because
it's not being shown on the media.
It's not being shown on the media.
And then when they say it, they don't say who it is. They don't say
you can donate to. Hold on, somebody said they want to donate. Yes, you can donate to the cause. You can donate. We have Chicago All Hands on Deck at gmail.com. Got Cash App, UT Lifestyle, and we have a PayPal link that if you go to Chicago All Hands on Deck, we'll send it to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. So you see so they're using the black and brown plight, that black and brown plight to do their agenda, the brown agenda.
The black plight. It's no brown plight.
I mean the black they using the black.
They don't even quote Selena. Selena has some good lyrics. They don't even quote anything Selena says, okay? Because let me tell you, Selena, I love Selena, right? Before Selena used to come out and sing her songs, she was singing Anita Baker songs. She was singing because black is we just got the culture. You understand? These people don't. I'm not saying. I mean, they make good tacos. I'm not saying that they don't have the culture. But the fact is that they come over here and they have this vendetta. Ms. Jackson, remember that time in the summertime last year when Carlos Ramirez-Rosa stood up, and what he said about Plymouth Rock?
He said, "We didn't cross the border. The border crossed us." I was done. So they even stealing our quotes. Malcolm X, that was one of Malcolm X's most famous sayings. We didn't fall on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock fell on us, talking about when the Mayflower came to America with the slave, to start the slave trade. That's what that's out of. Carlos Ramirez-Rosa stood up on City Hall floor in the name of going hard for immigrants. He said, we didn't cross the border. The border crossed us.
And we should have said,
Rosa.
We should have said racist.
No, Rosa, what happened to you and to your country is what happens to countries all the time. They lose. They get conquered. They get conquered.
We should have been offended. We should have been offended.
We
called them racist.
We were. And another one said it to me last week, sitting next to me, said it like a joke. See, at this point, they really view us as a joke. See,
That's right.
They
and
view
what's
us
so
as a joke.
pathetic, right? And
No
what's so
leadership
pathetic,
down there.
right? But what's so pathetic about it is you view us as a joke while you use our plight, our
Mhm.
law, our courage, our story, our stats, and everything else to get you a life here, because
That's right.
there's not one Hispanic or immigrant, quote unquote, hero that you all have that can substantiate your political position in America like this. Not
Right.
one. The one hero that they have that everybody knows about is Cesar Chavez. And Cesar
Right.
Chavez was against illegal immigration. He said
Mhm.
that it harmed the immigrants that were actually here working, in particular the ones that were working in agriculture. So the mere fact that you can't have anybody of your own race
Right.
to stand behind you and support this, that right there is horrible. And instead of you having a mindset to be appreciative
Right.
of the people and the country that is giving you and affording you rights that you can't even get in your own country. The fact that you have to come over here where the ground is already fertile, where the
Mhm.
where the laws have already been laid, where the path has already been taken, and then all of a sudden you get this burst of courage. And now you're going to demand this and you're going to demand that from this government. But you don't have that same unction, that same level of courage and fortitude to stand in your own country and demand it in your country. See,
Right.
America gets involved in everybody's business all over the globe. We already
All
know
over the
that.
globe.
So why not, Carlos and the others that rock with you, why not demand that America fix Venezuela,
That's
that
right.
America fix Mexico, that America fix? Oh no, you rather just skeet on over here to America and get on what's already easy, already paved the way,
That's
and then
right.
have the gall to think that you better than Americans. It's
That's right.
sickening. And you would think that at first, it appeared that they just had that attitude towards us, and really because we were the first. When I say we, I mean Black Americans were the first to come out and say, no, we don't want them in our neighborhoods. We don't want illegal immigration here. We don't
Right.
want our money going towards this stop. But no, America, being America, and the Democrats, being Democrats, ignored us and chose to steamroll over us, put them in our communities anyway,
That's
take
right.
our money to take care of them anyway, use our laws to protect them anyway, throw our stats out there for their benefit anyway, give them all their money anyway. And so it made them think that they didn't have to respect us.
Yeah.
And for a minute, the city allowed it. For a minute, the country allowed it, until what happened, which is what always happens, that is what they lay for us always has the rippling effect to everybody else. Why? Because we Black.
Mm-hmm.
And we got roots in America. We got roots in America. And nothing can be called humane, civil, right, fair, just, or correct unless Black America say so.
That's right.
We are the litmus test for what's right in America.
Right.
And when they could bypass us and keep doing for them, it made them think they could disrespect us, and then they start disrespecting everybody else. And when they start disrespecting white people and taking their money and man, it became a great big old thing that you see it is now.
That's right. That's right.
Yep. You're absolutely right. So he has a last year. I don't know if you remember that he had a staffer named Charles Surridge. He committed an aggravated assault to Alderman Raymond Lopez.
What?
What? What happened?
What?
So last year, in November of last year, his staffer assaulted Raymond Lopez.
Really?
Yes. So
did he get arrested?
Yes, he got arrested. I'm not sure if he's been convicted yet, but he still works for him.
Still
So,
working on.
so that's what they do. So the 35th Ward, they like to assault people because you remember Immigrants.
Yeah. Now, ain't no way they should allow that. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is okay. Let's continue. Because this is what they did with Emma Mix. Ain't no way that should have been allowed.
And they
But
said, yeah. So aggravated us, and he's still an elected official. And then you're dealing with Carlos Ramirez, who basically grabbed all. Now I will say this: was it? He should never put his hands on her. Period. Should never put his hands on her. Period. I think my thing that I got out of was how he threatened the rest of them aldermen when it came to the zoning if they did not vote it for it to go on the ballot for us, for the city, for the Chicago paying citizens, taxpayers, if we still want to Chicago a sanctuary city. And because he was the floor leader, he was the head of zoning, chairman of zoning, and you got him to get certain zoning. Thank you, Mr. Henderson, and thank you, Trill OG. But when I say that to say is he threatened Alderman Nicole Leigh, and I will say he probably did more, but these were the only three that actually came out and said something. So it was Alderman Nicole Leigh, Cardona, and Talaferro. He threatened that if they voted for the city to be able to be on the vote to be on the referendum for it to be a sanctuary city, that they would not be able to get any zoning in their neighborhoods. I mean, in their wards, and you need zoning when it comes to any family trying to get a new, not even with the affordable housing, because that's a money racket, but a person who has their own home and they want to add something to their home. They may want to put a garage, or they may want to buy the lot next to them because they want to add something. You're basically saying that if you vote this way, I'm going to make sure that you will not be able to get any zoning in your ward. And that is how stuff starts, like, well, hey, I didn't put everything in for me to get this garage and I can't get it. Now you got your aldermen that don't know what to say because I've got to deal with this zoning man who basically is going to deny anything that I got going on over there because I didn't vote the way he wanted me to vote.
Now see, that's what we got. That right there is what got to be. How you gonna tell somebody what they gotta do and you gonna do this? See, all of that, that's why all of them have to go. That's why we need to.
Yeah, he said he specifically told, he whispered in Cardona's, he's the 31st ward, he whispered in my ear that there would be no development in my ward. I received that as a threat, not only to me, but to the 31st residents I represent as well.
He gotta go to jail. I'll prosecute him.
Zoe, let's paint the picture for the audience about what really was going on that day, because we were there. We were there. The issue on the table at that time was to try to get the sanctuary city as a referendum on the ballot so that the city could vote, as to the citizens could vote as to whether or not Chicago was to remain a sanctuary city. And it came because so much money was being spent on illegals in the name of this was a sanctuary city. Even though we later found out that this had nothing to do with the 85, I think, Declaration Ordinance with that
Harold Washington.
that Mayor Harold Washington had done. A sanctuary city just means that a person that's an illegal immigrant, an undocumented immigrant, has sanctuary here. In other words, they can't be arrested or turned in here because they're illegal. It has nothing at all to do with what this has developed into.
Right.
This lie about asylum seekers coming over here, the newcomers, refugees, all that happened by way of that executive order that Brandon Johnson did in May 2023 when he came into office. He did that Immigrant and Refugees Act. He did it as soon as he came in office. And it was on the heels of that 2011, that plan for immigration that Mark Carter used to be talking about all the time.
New Americans plan.
Yeah, it came on the heels of that. But what they did, if you recall back then, because remember, Trump had put those COVID restrictions in place so that other countries couldn't come into America during COVID. That what was it, the Title 42?
Yeah,
I think it was the Title 42. Yeah. And remember, as April started approaching, all the news channels kept saying, what's going to happen when Title 42 is lifted? What's going to happen when Title 42 is lifted? Well, we soon saw what happened. What happened was the Biden administration opened up the border and let everybody over here. That had absolutely nothing to do with the issue of a sanctuary city.
That's right.
So when the lie of asylum seekers and this thing of newcomers, because even the term newcomers end up being a deviation from what the sanctuary city was, what asylum seekers were. Once we start getting like hip to the issue that these people are not seeking asylum, this is something different. That's not what this is. Then you saw the terminology change from them being asylum seekers and refugees to being newcomers, and that we were now called a welcoming city. It was no longer about being a sanctuary city. Now we have become a welcoming city. And in this being a welcoming city, we've come throwing out all this money. So it got to a point where Alderman Anthony Beale and Raymond Lopez start getting on City Hall floor complaining about the amounts of money that was being spent on illegal immigration and saying that, wait a minute, since we're taking the taxpayers' money like this, let the taxpayers vote and let them decide if they want to continue to be a sanctuary city or not. Well, that day, that is when the vote was supposed to go forward as to whether or not it could become a referendum. That's the day that Carlos Rosa, in his role as floor leader, he became completely abusive in that role. You should have been there. You should have been there. He was walking the floor. He was going over to different people, telling them this and telling them that. He was interrupting the vote. Oh, he was working. Jason Irvin? He was working him. And then what was her name? Alderman Nugent. She was the person that was in charge of the meeting because Brandon Johnson wasn't there. She was in charge of the meeting. And she couldn't control it. She just really could not control it. So Alderman Raymond Lopez, started saying that, well, according to the rules, I think it was Robert's rules, that they could vote to have somebody else stand in and take over the meeting because she was losing control of the meeting. So he offered up Alderman Brandon Riley. Alderman Brandon Riley went up there to the podium. I saw with my own two eyes. Ramirez-Rosa went up to that podium and snatched that gavel off that podium. In my little black mind, I'm just gonna be honest. In my black mind, I was like, oh snap, oh this panic. The Mexicans then took something from the white man. Oh, it's about to go down. It's
Right,
about to
right.
go down. He gonna be in trouble.
Yeah.
Man, when I tell you nothing happened to Rosa,
Nothing.
nothing happened to him. And that's
Nothing.
when I realized that this is something different. This is a different spirit. This something different. Who is he that can straight up stop a white man like that and nothing happened? Who is he?
Who is he?
Who
And
is he? And they watered it down. Wait a minute, Zoe. And they watered it down for it to be about him just blocking Emma Mitts. They watered it
right.
down to that, to it being about him blocking a black woman, him stopping a black woman, and the media zoomed in on that and manipulated that whole situation to being about him stopping Emma Mitts. When the reality is, like Zoe said, he stopped Mitts, he stopped Talaferro, he stopped Alderman Leigh, he stopped Cadona, and nothing was said much about them. But they put it all being about Emma Mitts and allowed him to straight up engage in voter suppression like that and stop the whole city from having the right to vote about the sanctuary city. That right there
wasn't real clear.
That's crazy.
Right there. Yep. And like before, the day before, they were trying to wait around. Brandon Johnson had told his peons that not to go to work that day to vote and all that. So William Hall was coming out. One of the media people asked him, like, you know, why are you leaving? Oh, I have to do things in my ward. Like, you know, people are complaining about potholes and trees, even though there's trash all over your ward and people. But he left. Stephanie Coleman, she wasn't gonna come in. She plays. She's on the fence. I'm noticing that too, but she wasn't gonna come in. So none of these people were gonna come in. And so. And the people that did come in, the ones who, because it was a text message that went out the night before that everybody don't come in for this vote. And the ones who were still coming in regardless, that's when he took his floor leader position and his mayor position, because he's the mayor too now. I don't get it all, man. And start going to these people, telling them that they better not vote. And if they vote, they won't be getting anything passed in their ward. Nothing will get passed in their ward if they didn't vote. So like what Miss Jessica said, like it was more than the Emma Mitts thing, because like I said, like he blocked the door, but he didn't like physically like attack her, you understand? Like, but it was basically like grabbing her arm, like, like, please don't go in there and vote type thing, then blocking her, and that was the main thing. But the fact that he was going to these different other people and basically telling them that you're not going to get any zoning in your ward is terrible, because that's one of the most important committees in city council. Zoning, housing, finance, but zoning is like number one. Like a lot of these restaurants and stuff be getting closed down because they ain't got the zoning permit, or if they try to add something else to their restaurant, it can be something as little as an extra window or something like that. You'll get shut down, and you know how long it takes to get it back open. You got to go through zoning. So you got this man that's threatening that you're not going to have any zoning in your ward if you vote for this to go on the referendum for the city to speak. It's crazy. Pay your salary, your staff salary, but you go so hard for these illegals because of that ordinance that because you can't that he ain't working with the cartel.
You can't tell me
You
that.
can't tell me that he not work. He ain't getting money.
Cause
This is a long game, and this is something they are taking the city, and they taking over the city because you have this socialist agenda that they're gonna push, and they're gonna push it by any means necessary, and that's what they showed us the day when the sanctuary when they touched Alderman Mitts. And even with that day that happened, and they shut the because they ended up shutting the lights off on us. And like you said, the gavel situation, that was crazy how he took the gavel, and that's what Miss Jessica just kept saying. Like, the fact that he went up there and took the whole gavel off the desk is nuts. Like, that's how comfortable he is in there. That's how comfortable he is to control. You can tell when you see him now, he controls that. He controls them people in there. He has stuff on them people. I don't care. He the king of blackmail. He's got stuff on them people, and he's running. He's running that. He's running that, and Brandon Johnson is letting him run that.
And see, and watch that. Watch that, Zoe. Look. After that, I didn't come back down to the chamber, but I end up watching it on Forbes Breaking News, because Forbes Breaking News ran the whole thing. They ran from the beginning all the way to when people came back, all the way to them ending up voting for him. When they came back, what was it? Because remember he after that, it was the whole apology thing between him and Emma Mitts. Remember where and all the Black Caucus had on their kente cloths and all that, and Tyrone and Martin was down there, huh?
We were there for that. Well, I was there.
Right, we were there for that. Right, and we were on the third floor. Wait, yeah. Now, and that whole apology thing and all that. After that, I think it was maybe that same day or something. But anyway, that Alderman Scott, his last name starts with a W. Yeah. Okay. And remember, he had offered on the floor that Rosa should be censored because of that, and they took a vote. And it ended up being 25 to 25 for the vote of whether he should be censored or not. And remember, Raymond Lopez and Alderman Rowley brought it to the floor saying Brandon Johnson, because Brandon Johnson was there this day that I'm talking about when they voted to censor Rosa or not. And he was allowing Rosa to vote in that on that subject, and Lopez and Brandon Rowley was saying no, he shouldn't be entitled to vote, right? Because he's the subject matter. Right. He shouldn't be allowed to vote. Brandon Johnson, no, let him vote. He can vote. He can vote. And then what's it? That Jake Levine, attorney, yeah, he kept, how he got to lead Brandon Johnson by the hand with everything. I mean, if he say tie your shoe, he got to show Brandon Johnson how to tie his shoe. He has to tell him everything. And eventually, him and another lady came and was talking to Brandon Johnson on the podium, and they took a recess. They came back because I think Lopez and Brandon Rowley were basing it on Robert's Rule 50, I think, saying that no, Carlos Ramirez-Rosa should not be able to vote if he's the subject. And so from that, it ended up making it 25 to 25. They went in on a recess, and that Levine and another lady talked with Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson came back and admitted that no, Carlos Rosa was not supposed to be able to vote. With that being said, it ended up making Brandon Johnson have the deciding vote as to whether or not Rosa should be censored or not. Brandon Johnson voted to not censor Rosa.
And
Mhm.
so
That
the
right
Emma
there
and so
lets
the
you
Emma
know.
And Immigrants.
And
Emma
Emma
did too.
Mitts voted,
Emma
she
voted to
sure
not.
did.
After
She
she did
sure
that
did.
whole, she stood up like she just did on Monday.
Didn't she stand up,
She
Zoe?
stood up. She
She stood up.
had Tyrone and them behind them.
That's
They
what I'm
stood up
saying.
too.
Tyrone and them was there. Yep.
And she
Yep.
was. I'm from the little girl from the South, and I done picked cotton, and I ain't never been disrespected. And
And it made me feel like I was back in the South.
back in the South, I was back picking cotton. Yeah, you do that to me.
You know
Right? And
what?
then
You
you go give him a
stupid. You
hug.
stupid. I'm not messing with you.
Then you
God.
go give him a
And then
and
go
then
vote
sit
for
down.
him.
Since voted not to censor him.
That's now see that right
Damn.
there. And then she did all that and voted not to censor this man.
Yes. Yes.
The rest of the Black
Y-E-S.
Caucus. The rest
Yeah.
of the Black Caucus.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
It
a
was
Like
the
they say,
most.
true story. True
When
story.
I say it was like they fumbled the ball, like what? I mean, she had them standing up behind.
Didn't they stand?
Standing
Didn't
up
they
behind
stand?
her.
Didn't they stand?
There's pictures of this.
It's pictures of this.
There's pictures of this. You just
Oh,
They saying, and yeah, I feel like I was back in slavery. I feel like I was back in the South. How can you do this to me? How can you do this? Hey, you just touched me. And just why would you do that to me? You know what I'm saying? It was giving real. Like I was like, oh man, like she picked cotton. Oh my God, it was getting crazy for her to only vote to not censor him.
that's crazy.
What? What was stop standing up, ma'am? Don't
that
stand
was
up no
wild.
more. We don't need no more. Just vote.
That was
Just
wild.
vote the way. If it's not, if they're not going to implement you, they're going to Jeanette Taylor you. Either way,
There are your choices.
if they
There are your
stand up,
choices.
and out there, that was insane. Insane.
Insane. Insane. Insane. And see, and another thing with that zoning, when you think about it, what was dangerous about him being in charge of zoning? Him being in charge of zoning is what allowed these illegals to come into facilities that they shouldn't have been allowed to be in. These schools and warehouses, these things, field houses, park field houses, these things are not zoned for people to live in them.
And you allowed that he okayed that.
Right, but because him and Brandon Johnson,
Yeah.
but because he is plugged the way he's plugged and doing all this and that, he violated the zoning laws and violated our civil rights as citizens. Violated, what is it, the Title VII public accommodation civil rights, and moved these people into warehouses, schools, field houses. None of these things were properly zoned for that type of stuff. That was the danger of him being in charge of zoning too.
And the crazy part is,
Yes,
it took them almost a year to find another person to take his zoning place because he still was zoning. And he still has big influence on zoning because now that Walter don't do nothing Burnett Jr.
There you go.
Walter do not do nothing Burnett Jr. is the new zoning chairman, but his committee staff is still Carlos Ramirez-Rosa. His committee, so zoning committee staff is still Carlos Ramirez-Rosa, but we've got another man who does nothing. When I say that Junior does nothing, they just gave him a vice mayor office. How many you need? You know, when I had to think about that, because he has an office in his ward, he has an office down there, and now he got a vice.
See, that's part of what Anthony Bill was talking about. That was part of what Anthony Bill was talking about on that, what was it, Fox interview, about why it was that he got 400,000, and he made that point because the person who was previously the zoning person still has staffers that was there. Instead of letting Walter Barnett have his people there, and that was how some of this 400,000 got to be into play.
Yeah, and Ramirez-Rosa. Okay, well, it was trying to push this. Okay, it's another reason why Alderman just need to just let it go. Like this should be her last term, because he had promised. Brandon Johnson had promised. That's the reason why she didn't say no. I mean, that's why she said no to censure Ramirez-Rosa, because he promised, Brandon Johnson promised to give her housing, giving her department, chairman of housing and real estate, right?
Oh, Emma Mitz. You talking about Emma Mitz?
Yeah. But then Carlos Ramirez-Rosa went back to Brandon and said, no, you promised. You promised. No, yeah. And then he was going to give. He was going to give her. No. This is how it was. He was going to give her zoning. He's going to give Emma Mitz zoning. Carlos Ramirez-Rosa went to Brandon Johnson and said, no. You said that you were going to put another Hispanic in because we don't want to lose. We cannot lose. Though we can't lose those. Like basically, we can't lose.
We can't stop the momentum. Yeah, we can't stop the momentum.
Well, that's the momentum. Those are important. Those are important committees, and those and basically you promised that a Hispanic would take those committees. So that's why. But he promised Alderman Mitz that, because Mitz is under. I forgot what she do. Contract. She do something, but it's not. It's nothing. You know, she said she been over that for a long time, but she can't get nowhere. You know, it's contract. She's over contract or something. Ain't nobody doing nothing. So he promised her that, but he promised her that so she could no to that censure, right? Because censoring him would have been him resigning. Right?
See?
So she promised. So he promised her zoning, and then he had to take it back because Ramirez-Rosa said no. You said the next person that would be a Hispanic, and the Hispanic was supposed to be Brian Sitcho Lopez. And Brian Sitcho Lopez, because so many people ain't rocking with him, because he's trying to push this TIF money into Pilsen, that they had he had no choice but to give it to Do Nothing Walter Burnett Jr. So Walter Burnett is on it, and every time this is his fourth one that he's done so far. That's how long it took them to find somebody. This is his fourth zoning meeting that he's done, and he looks uncomfortable because he has no idea what to do, because he's used to. All he do is sell out the communities to the construction companies and developers and stuff like that. So now he's involved in it, but he can't do what he can't move the way he want to move, because he's taking orders still from Carlos Ramirez-Rosa, because his staff is in there.
Right.
You know, it's a sickening thing. And you know, and when we're down there in City Hall, a lot of times you see Rosa pretty much sneak his head in, sneak his head out. You know, he walks around with his coffee cup, you know, trying to give the I'm gonna say the illusion of being confident. But he's having and he has that comfortability in that chamber, right, amongst those aldermen, because he's working whatever it is that he's working. But you can tell he's extremely uncomfortable when we're in there, because he knows that we know that he ain't about nothing. Right. He knows that we know that you have caused the demise of City Hall. Ever
Miss
since
Cheryl.
I can't reiterate that enough. Ever since he did that thing with the sanctuary city and has been allowed to serve, that I'm gonna say that demonic spirit, that lying, hypocritical spirit has overtaken City Hall.
Yeah.
And I say that because think about it, Zoe. When we first started coming down there, City Hall was not operating the way it's operating now. They used to come to work. It wasn't all this virtual stuff.
Right.
It was, it's different. Ever since that thing happened with Rosa, that's why you heard me say at the beginning of this podcast, he's the reason why. He's the reason why. He's the reason why all those aldermen have lost the respect. I mean, have the constituents have lost the respect of their aldermen. He's the reason why City Hall has lost the respect of the city of Chicago. He's the reason why people began to look at Mayor Brandon Johnson sideways. He's the reason why the conversations of recalling the mayor started coming up and deeming to be necessary. He's the reason why. I know I said we coming for them seats if we see y'all vote for any more money, because that crook is still walking around this City Hall floor like he ain't doing nothing. Y'all are still support him in any kind of way. You don't deserve to serve. We're coming for them seats. He's the reason why.
Dictator. He is a dictator.
Come on. He's the reason why. You can say that. Come on. He's the reason why. He's the reason why. He's like a spot of cancer.
Yes. Socialist agenda.
He's like a spot of cancer.
Let's get into his war, because I know it's a lot of people
that spread throughout your body. That's what he's like a spot of cancer that ends up spreading throughout the body.
Right. Ramirez-Rosa has been accused of using his influence in zoning to allegedly block developments in everybody's ward. So he's been doing this for a very long time. Okay. One of the things in though that a lot of people talk about is he has part of Logan Square. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Logan Square, but in Logan Square, a resident, there was he pushed. So anybody that is a type of business owner or anything, and they're not into the affordable housing, because the affordable housing, that's why you get your little money on the side. He opposes it.
Because affordable housing is code word for housing for illegal immigrants.
Yeah. He doesn't. So if you want to do anything like that, he's not for it. He will block it. He will, and there was a certain developer in his ward that was going around putting signs up because he won't let you work in his ward unless stuff that's affordable housing. That's one of his main. Also, is against policing, but
that's that cartel stuff.
Yeah, but there's thousands of break-ins in the 34th ward, and people ask him all the time.
Do they have shot spotter over there?
No, spotter over there. Also, he's one of the people that said no to shot spotter, but it's thousands of break-ins. While one was a resident alerted by his home security system, discovered an intruder inside his home, 3400 block of West Parker Ave. The homeowner, who has lived there for 15 years, has previously suffered a break-in, rushed to the scene, armed with a frying, confronted the burglar, striking him until police arrived and took the suspect into custody. The intruder, Bradley, is a repeat with 12 prior convictions. While the story may seem funny, because I was cracking up when I first seen it, It underscores the deep irony of the crime that occurs in the 35th Ward, represented by Alderman Carlos Ramirez-Rosa. He's the chairman of Chicago City Council Democratic Caucus and a vocal advocate for reducing the police budget.
See that? See that?
And my thing is, for these people who want to they don't want no policing in their community,
right?
Him and the rest of them, the rest of the Democrats. Where are they at when these happen? they don't show up to the scene. They don't have their people that Ghostbusters. Where are you at, Ghostbusters? Since you guys want to do this, since you believe that we should not have any police, they should not get paid.
Right.
Why don't y'all? Where are y'all at, Ghostbusters?
Well, we need to.
Jeanette Taylor, the Democratic, all y'all, the progressive black. Where are y'all at when they start coming in here, shooting people at the clubs? They're getting killed execution style. Okay.
What number should the citizens call?
Y'all don't want the police.
What number should the citizens call?
Right.
What number? Besides ICE, but we can't call that because
Carlos Rosa said that they can't.
They can't.
So what can you do?
What can we do? What can the citizens of the city do in times of trouble? Whatever shall we do?
In 2020, him and his Socialist called for significant cuts to Chicago's police funding, arguing for investments in public programs to address the root causes of crime. Okay?
Come on.
They couldn't explain that when they asked, what public programs to address the root crimes? They don't never have a plan. They never have a plan. Okay?
They just know that they're anti-police. You see, it's just like the shot spotter. Yeah. You get that wiped out, but you have absolutely no plan to replace it. So it's the same thing. Get rid of the police, defund the police. Get these, what did we call them last time? Violent interrupters? Violent disruptors. Okay, but where are they? Where are they? What number do you call?
They are collecting a check.
Well, where are they? I don't see them over here. I don't see them over here. Do they patrol the area?
No.
Do they have cars? Or are they a bunch of foot soldiers?
Like a flashlight?
Guardian angels.
They're not even guardian angels. They're not.
Where are they?
Well, first of all, hello?
Anybody home? Hello?
Hello. Right. That's crazy. It's crazy.
He praised State's Attorney Kim Foxx. For her lenient criminal justice policies. Now, I don't know if y'all heard, but Kim Foxx wasn't even renewing her license while she was in office.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Okay. And they keep saying crime has gone down. Now, crime has gone down because they're putting it on the news. Crime is not, people. Crime has not gone down. Okay?
What would make it go down? What would make it go down? No, what would make it go down? We got less police than we did. We got more people than we did because we got an influx of immigrants, undocumented ones at that. We've gotten rid of shot spotter. He was supposed to hire 200 detectives, but he only actually hired 2. Wasn't any of that? What did they say? I think it's 2 police academy classes that have been stalled. So the question would become, what would make crime go down?
And let me tell you, I was talking to one of my police friends today, right? And she was saying that the influx of Hispanic police is insane. She said it's starting to be more than whites and blacks.
Yes. And Priska got that,
She says Zoe is real bad.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
said it's real bad.
They're taking over. It's a takeover.
It's a takeover.
It's a
It's a
takeover.
takeover.
It's a takeover.
It's a takeover.
She said, like, their hands are tied.
Yes, and Pritzker said that BOA can be police, illegals can be police officers. So
Yeah.
And like I said, so far it's been 3 Hispanic police officers that have been killed by us.
mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying? It's starting to be a cycle because you started to put them in our communities.
Mm-hmm.
Understand? You want this to happen. So
Yeah. Wait a minute. Go back to that comment, Zoe, if you can. The one that you had just now on the screen. That one. Read that comment, please.
I think half of the Latinos that's aldermen's probably here illegally or they got family here that is. And you always say that, Ms. Jackson.
I always say that, don't I?
Yeah.
Always say that. And I've asked the Inspector General, Deborah Wisberg, I have suggested that an audit be done on the citizenship status of these Hispanic aldermen. Because the way that they govern, either they're here, are they here completely legally? Or are they here on visas? Are they here on green cards or residency? Have they given up their citizenship to their countries for America? Because if you are not a full-fledged American citizen, you should not be able to serve in any public government capacity.
That's right.
And now, since this has happened, in all honesty and truth, and a lot of people may not like it, but this is the way that I feel. Nobody should be able to run for president of the United States and a lot of these other public official positions unless you are at least 4 generations deep in America. Because your parents, even if you naturally born here, but your parents were immigrants, or either you got a lot of family that's still in these countries, it makes you govern the way that we see what's happening in City Hall. Your heart is too near and dear to the concerns of these other countries.
That's right.
All the way to the point where you don't care if you see us suffer. You don't see if our resources go away. You don't care if our city goes bankrupt. You don't care if our housing is overcrowded. You don't care if our schools can't accommodate it. The only thing that matters to you is that you get your family and your people from over where they are and dump them and bring them over here. You do not have that same mentality when you are far removed from a place. Just like Black people, you don't hear us just going crazy about Africans.
Right.
We understand that we are of ancestral descent, African descent, as it pertains to the diaspora. Absolutely. But because we've been over here 6, 7, 8 generations deep, we don't have that level of allegiance like that to Africa. We are Americans in every way, stretch of the way. And that's the problem when we have, and Trump said that in that rally that I went to in Wisconsin, and it never hit me the way I heard it that day with me being in there. And he said the problem that we're dealing with in America right now is that we got too many people in leadership positions that don't love America. Come on.
Yeah, they anti-America.
They don't love America. Come on.
Someone asked that we know Brandon Bolin of Recall this fall. And yes, we do. When he first started the Recall this fall, we actually went to his press conference and stood in front of him when he started the Recall for Brandon Johnson. However, there is, and I was talking to, we were talking about this yesterday at my town hall. This is what we need to go back to. And that is HB 237, which also is the
Laquan McDonald.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and that was established a procedure for an election to recall the Chicago and alderman of the city of Chicago County State's Attorney immediately. And that started on 2/17/1 and was tabled. But now I have to look at session signed die to see what that means. But in one on January 10th, 2023, something was happening. So I got to look up
We
what
need to look
sessions
that up. We need to look that up because
signed die.
that we need to look that up and see what's what. Now I had heard that it was this Madigan, the one that's on trial right now. I heard that he was the one who stalled out that Laquan McDonald bill in Congress. And to
Yeah, Mike
me,
Madigan. Mike
right,
Madigan.
and to me, that's that's ironic in and of itself that a corrupt politician could be the one to stop a
Right.
bill from being passed that would allow corrupt politicians to be immediately
Yeah.
recalled. That
Yeah.
in and of
So
itself should be a
it
reason
means
why.
that the legislative session is over and they don't plan to meet again unless a new session is called. It's likely officials saying we're done for now, no set date to come back. So we have to start going down there.
Yeah.
Right,
So
right,
that is that's what we have
right,
to do. So
right.
so Kate, the
There you
bill
go, Zoe.
is now, and they amended it. They amended it now. The person, the House sponsor, is Representative Stava Murray. She
Is she a Democrat?
they don't say what she is. Oh yeah, she is a Democrat.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so she, I guess, tried to bring it back in, or somebody brought it up because we were talking about it a lot. And I think
Yeah.
somebody, because when you looked at this, it was assigned and then it was tabled. And then all of a sudden, January 10th, 2023, the session signed dies. Meaning we have to go down there.
We
Yeah.
got
That's
to go
what we
down
have to
there
do.
and kick it
And
off
because
again.
it's
Okay.
already there. You know what I'm
It's
saying? It's just
already there. So we
nobody's
got to go
bringing it
down
up.
there and kick it off again. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
So yeah, the
doable.
bill is already there, and
Because you know why too, Zoe and Danny? Because that boy, Laquan McDonald, I'm speaking of, why
Mhm.
let him die in vain?
Right.
Why let
Right.
that bill just go and end up just getting resolved, diluted to nothing, when in
No.
fact he got shot 16 times
No.
and
We yeah.
they covered it up. Don't
Yeah.
let his name die in vain. Get something from it besides, like what we saw with Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Freddie Gray, Breonna Taylor, where everybody just walks away with a bag of money, but it's no legislation
Right.
for their deaths.
yeah, they don't want no
You know what I'm saying?
legislation.
Get
That's the
right.
problem. The legislation part, and
The
that's the
legislative
overall
part. Yeah.
with us in general. We just don't have
Right.
no
So why
legislation.
let
Yeah.
the same thing happen to Laquan McDonald? Because I don't know if his family got money or not. I don't know. But
If I tell you how much
but we
everybody
need
took
to
and what they got left with, I get
But
upset and start talking
so
about something else. So
we gotta go to Springfield. We have to go to
Springfield.
Springfield.
We got to go to
yeah, you gotta
Springfield
go to
Yeah.
Springfield.
and jumpstart that Laquan McDonald bill again, because
Yeah.
that's part of our problem too down here in Chicago. But between not being able to find Kwame Raoul, the Illinois Attorney General, to
Mhm.
press charges on public officials, and them knowing
Where
that
are
there's
you,
no way, where
Kwame?
is he? And for them to know, like Rosa, to know that there's no way that he can be recalled, or Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, they want to recall me. Let them go out there and hustle for 500,000 signatures. Ha 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 ha. Okay. That's our problem. That's
That's
our
right.
problem. They need to know that they can be recalled.
Recall. Yup.
Some of
Yup.
these
That would
same
tailor a
people that
lot
talk
of their
about
behavior.
these terrible corrupt politicians, as soon as it's time to vote these people in, they so not working with recall this fall. I mean, I feel like Kate, I know Kate's asking this again. I mean, we signed the petitions. We did sign the petitions, but there's already a bill lined up. So all we have to do is go down there. It could be 50 of us. Go down there and demand that they put that bill in. And nobody don't have to run and go get all these signatures because the bill has already been in. It's just that Mike Madigan stopped it, and then nobody didn't go down there and be like, he doesn't have anything to do with this. And if somebody would have kept pushing it, but it happened during COVID. Y'all were stuck in the house. You understand? So y'all couldn't get down there anyway. So now that everybody's out and we see that everybody's fed up, it's time to go down there. Everybody, white, black, Hispanic, everybody, Asian, go down there, and so we can put this in, because not only can we recall just this terrible mayor, you recall these aldermen.
The state's attorney.
Aldermen have to go. Okay? The aldermen, you were calling the state's attorney general.
Yeah.
A lot of people said they couldn't stand Kim Foxx. Kim Foxx could have got recalled a long time ago.
Yeah.
So you might as well just go ahead and deal with that you have right now, because him going to get all those signatures just for him, when you got a bill that's already ready to put together, you might as well just put that in. So yeah, so that's how I feel about that.
That's it.
Did you know that that this man Carlos Ramirez-Rosa was going to run with this guy named he was going to be with the Illinois State Senator Daniel Biss. He was going to run he was going to run in the primary. This is 2017. He was going to run in the primary race with him.
For mayor?
No, for state senator.
Oh, for state
2017. Yeah, he was going to be Biss's running mate, but they had to let him go. He was on there for 6 days. But then he self-identified Democratic Socialist, and they pushed him away. Okay, so he did 6 days because one of the things was he didn't support Israel. Because he didn't support Israel, they did get him off of there. But he was like he's trying to get to the top.
Yes.
So that was No. The signatures, no, Kate. I'll talk to you, Kate, because I know you're talking about. No. The signatures were not for her at all. They were for Brandon Johnson, for the recall to recall him. But there's already. I'm gonna go to Springfield and deal with that.
No, we're gonna go, because one person can't do everything. We're gonna go. We've been talking about the Laquan McDonald thing.
Yeah.
We've been talking about that.
It's already together.
Yeah.
So the part so basically that's when they was trying to push the DSA thing. Like I said, he been in this a long time. He started at a young age, 26 years old. This is why it's the importance of us getting into government.
Yeah.
He started at 26 years old. He's 35, has caused all this havoc. In 2017, when he decided to get on this race with Daniel Biss, and he started, proud about being a DSA, Democratic Socialist, and all that. Daniel Biss and whoever is working with him told him that you need to get him off. You need to get him off of your campaign. And 6 days later, he got off of there. And and that was that. Okay, he acted very swiftly. They said Biss acted very, very swiftly to get him off that ticket, and that is what I'm learning, that even a couple of progressives that are in City Hall are starting to remove themselves. Bennett Lawson is one of them. Timmy Knutson is one of them, and Matt Martin is one of them. They're starting to remove themselves from that democratic socialist circus that's down there, because it's not what they thought that it was supposed to be for. So that's that. On May 21st, 2021, they call it May Day. Chicago alderpersons Daniel Espada, Jeanette Taylor, Brian Cincho Lopez, Rosanna Rodriguez, and Carlos Ramirez-Rosa announced the formation of the Democratic Socialist Caucus in Chicago City Council.
Jeanette Taylor, huh?
Jeanette Taylor. Because she was on a hunger strike. So, yeah.
Listen to them names, but listen to them names. Listen to them names.
Repeat those names, Zoe. Repeat those
names. And I'm
Daniel
gonna count. Let me count. Let me count, Black. Wait. Count. Let me what?
Daniel Espada. He's Italian.
Okay.
Jeanette Taylor, Brian Cincho Lopez, Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, Carlos Ramirez-Rosa.
Okay, so it's 3 Hispanics.
Yeah, and now the Democratic Socialist Caucus is much bigger now, because this was in 2021. The last term that just came in here in 2023, they've got Maria Clay, Maria Haddon. You've got you got Yancey. You have Ramirez, Gutierrez, Ruth Cruz. There's a couple of other ones too, but yeah.
You see how terrible this is. You see what's happening. Do y'all really see what's happening?
Yeah. So that's basically it. Also, he also was sued for $95,000 for not paying his rent.
For not paying his what?
His rent.
This is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible, y'all.
A 2-year legal battle over rent. Alderman Ramirez-Rosa pays Mark Fishman $60,000, but he was owed $95,000. He had to pay him $60,000. Okay, he wasn't. Yeah.
This is why they don't care about me losing my property or you not having your money. This is why. This is why. And then you can see this is.
The fact that he owed $42,000
on top of the $95,000.
It went over to over $96,000. He owed over $96,000 in back rent.
He a politician.
And he a politician.
Y'all leave it.
Affordable housing.
That's why he pushed for affordable housing like that, because he don't want to pay rent.
But no, he want all his people. These 70,000 illegal aliens they allowed in, because they gonna take over. It's a takeover, and they gonna put them. You gonna have Venezuelans now having seats. And let
me tell you, he only paid it because he was running for office, right? And his challenger, the person who he owed the $96,000 to, he gave $100,000 to his challenger.
Oh my God. Oh my God. This is who we got running City Hall.
Yeah.
This the
And
type
then the
of
man who
joke.
did it, what?
This the joke. This the joke that
No
we
one pays
allow.
bills. Brandon Johnson, he had his water bill.
And some
No
more
one pays
bills.
bills. No.
This is what
They
we
don't.
allow
And I'm
to
not
come
saying, I
over
mean, don't
and
pay
take
their
over
bills.
our
They don't.
city. This is what we allow to
The
come
fact that
over.
they don't pay their bills and they talk crazy like this and they act crazy like this is crazy.
The fact that we allow
The
this, the
fact
fact
that
that
they
we
the
are,
fact that they make this type of money because Brandon Johnson was a commissioner and he was making decent money. And he was part of CTU. He was making decent money. So if you're not being able to pay your bill, pay your shit, it's crazy. And
they
I
don't
bet
know. The Democrats themselves don't know how we see it. They do not know economics. They
not
don't know how to budget nothing.
socialists. That's because they're social.
Mhm.
They're trying to push a socialist agenda in a capitalist society,
That's
and
right.
they're going to force it. They're going to force it. You only reason why you pay is you were running for office.
Mm-hmm.
But you're that, yeah, like crazy. Okay, so then you have.
But wait a minute, look at that comment. Wait a minute, Zoe, but look at that comment. Read that comment.
What did it say?
How do
How
you
do
not get
you
evicted owing that much in rent?
answer that, Danny? Answer that, Danny. How does that happen?
Because you plugged. We just
Because
picked
you blood.
because you you 26 and you doing all this. Who is that man?
26.
You plug.
Plug. He plugged. He's big plugged. He's untouchable. CTU gave him $76,000.
CTU.
CTU gave him $76,000.
That explains why we couldn't get rid of him. That explains why he couldn't be censored. There
Mm,
goes the answer to that question.
mm.
And this lady from his ward, she says, I'm deeply concerned about how Mayor Johnson planned yes with high interest debt will impact the cost of living. As a Chicago resident since 2016 and an Avondale resident since 2020, my largest cost of living increase has been in property taxes, which have increased for me by nearly $600 a month. I find this distressing that I'm paying more while city services have been The aims of CTU are admirable in the contract negotiation. I love the idea of providing housing and meals of unhoused students. However, there are three fronts that the mayor plans fall short. Borrowing money for consumables in the budget just means we are paying a premium for something we already couldn't afford. You are a progressive. Be brave now via tax increase instead of hiding behind payment later. Do the work of getting the graft out of CPS. Have you seen the meals these kids get? They are. Get the contractors out of the system and start bringing real city jobs back into the neighborhoods. The governor has made it clear that the state will not bail the school district out of this mess. There is no knight in shining armor coming to save us from ourselves. The deal is bad on the order of magnitude of the parking meters. Please advise the mayor to make fiscally responsible decisions.
Please advise you all. Please advise you all to stop voting these people, the same type of people in office. That's who we got to hold accountable. It's an indictment on you, not him, not them. It's you because
And
you.
I think, they have to understand the progressive. What I get it. They messed up the word progressive so bad that they're not going to be progressive. The progressive that you think he should be doing that's the word progressive. That's not that for no more. That's not that anymore. So you telling him to be progressive and act on it,
That's
he's not
fair.
going to because that's not what progressive means to them. It's socialism.
That's right.
Okay, asking him to do. Why would he do that? They're dictators.
That right.
This is dictate. They want this to be a dictatorship.
Mm-hmm.
So, ma'am, I
They
understand that your taxes are $600 a month, but
right.
because it was build affordable housing all over the place. If just say that it happens, the affordable housing, then eventually they all get us to be a jail. They want us in jail. Okay, they want that. It's not, and they control everything. They control it. What we eat, what we drink,
right.
what we pay, what medical bills we're going to do.
Well, we go to the doctor.
Like my mom said, who you pray to.
Right,
you understand?
right.
It's something bigger, and I need people to understand this. Like, this is deep.
Yep,
this is real deep, and you've got this 35-year-old. This 35-year-old who is backed by all. That's why I read all his endorsements. No other many endorsements. He's endorsed by all them people.
Wow.
Why? And asked him not to vote for the property tax arrangement. He doesn't care. Yeah, he doesn't care because they on another agenda.
Yeah, their whole agenda is y'all can't see
like,
their
I'm
agenda.
trying to tell you, even when it's time to vote these people out, it's going to be very hard.
You're right.
To get them out because they're going to lose because people are fed up. Chicago different. And that's what they don't understand. That's why everybody's watching Chicago, because Chicago pushed back, right? When it's time to get these people out, because this is their last terms, and they know it. But I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be crazy. That's why Tom Homan has to get here. That's right. Why these executive orders have to be null and void, because they're not going to get out fair and square, because they're dictators. They're socialists. They are narcissistic. You know, this is narcissism. You want to talk about narcissism? You want to talk about someone that's narcissistic? We're living in a narcissistic city right now, full of narcissism. These people that are running stuff.
That's right.
Like people voting for that budget the other day. He stood up, talking about how this is a fiscally responsible budget. Those Ramirez-Rosa, very confident, very confident. That's how he is. This is very right? You got the people that voted for it. You got Posado that's crying because they probably I don't know. Did they threaten your family? Posado start crying like, what was that? But these are kind of people
I think he said. I think Posado said.
He said a family died. A friend
right.
Yeah. But I mean, blink twice.
So he said that he had not been as attentive in the budget process as he should have been, because he had a family member that died and he was feeling that.
But then a couple of days ago, he just took back. He felt bad about his vote, and he wrote this long thing because people start calling that office saying, "We're voting you out, Posado."
That's right.
Okay,
that's right.
Nobody didn't want that budget to be passed.
Right.
So a lot of these aldermen start writing letters to their constituents after this vote was passed.
Yeah.
Right? Because just after this vote just passed, bada bing, what happens? CPS, this man out of office, because that's Pedro Martinez. You go through that. You guys pass. You guys say yes to that vote to that budget. That $40 million be about to get right to help get this man out. So you all over CPS, or CPS already terrible, but now they're trying to take well. So that vote. So y'all already helped barely vote, but that vote passed. This CPS, and now a lot of these aldermen, these old aldermen that have been in there for a long time, that voted yes to that budget, is now left. So now there are letters to these constituents saying, well, I didn't, I know it was a bad, I know it was bad that I didn't know, like, a rap, man. They know it's over. People have
Ain't no,
sad. People are pissed.
ain't no excuses.
And so,
Ain't
but,
no
but
excuses
it's
no
all
more.
because, yeah, but it's all because of this man, Carlos Ramirez-Rosa, and a couple. He's a main person. He's
Culprit.
a key player in this.
Yes.
You understand?
He's the culprit.
It's Brandon Johnson and him right here.
Yeah.
You understand? It ain't. That's what it is.
Like I said, here's the reason why.
Yeah, you sure said it. That's it. And it's no way, listen, you all, it's no way we cannot allow these people, we can't give them a chance talking about, why don't you just do a progressive, be a real, and that's over with. They all have one agenda, and you see everybody falling in line with that agenda, no matter what. They have to go. That's what y'all don't understand. Y'all trying to save a party that ain't even thinking about, that's not even American first.
And I think going back to what you say about this thing about being a progressive agenda, I think that a lot of people misconstrued the term progressive with the term progress.
Yeah.
I think they thought, you know what I'm saying? I think they thought that when they heard that these are progressive Democrats, that they equated that to they're going to be making certain levels of progress for society. They didn't understand that it was a completely different meaning behind that term. That it's not about being progress growing in America.
Right.
It's about a very forceful way to take over America. That's the progressiveness. That is going to be a forceful push.
That's it. That's it.
Right. And I think, Danny, I think that that's what happened. I think that the word progressive, people looked at, they just saw it wrong. They thought it meant progress, that it was going to be this positive progress ideology that they were coming with. And in this progress would be, the inclusiveness of everybody and everything, that's real progress. See, it's old thinking to think that people should live a certain way, or people should be governed by the Constitution. That people should want nuclear families, and no, that's old fashioned. That the government be small, and that you have these freedoms, and that's old thinking. Look, the progressive way is, you got all the freedoms that you want. You should be able to do whatever you want. That it shouldn't be any police. It shouldn't be clamping down on your rights. You should be free to do. It's too much policing. And little did people know that it was opening up this society of lawlessness, invasionist, this indoctrinating children, the diluting of the educational system, the diluting of history, American history, Black history, American history overall. Just not seeing it that way. Just seeing it that, this was going to push America forward into more modern thinking, into catching up with the times.
Yeah, that's it. That's the sale. That's the sale.
Yep, that's the sale. It is sale. And they
play on that word progress.
Yeah, and another thing, because they're trying to rewrite history. Right. They're trying to rewrite history by taking.
That's what we didn't cross the border crossed us was about. Rewriting history. We didn't cross the border crossed us. That part.
How dare you say that? We ain't forgot about that.
How dare you say that?
We ain't forgot about that, because we're going to bring that up. We're going to bring that up.
We got to drill that in. We got to drill that in. This push that they keep on talking about, the indigenous people trying to make like, the natives here, where, that they the ones who owned this country and Wait a minute, hold back. First of all, let's get that clear. We're not saying that natives weren't here. We're not saying that. But what we do know is this: the African man and the African woman was the first
First.
man and woman that God created. Let's be crystal clear with that. And that was on the continent that we describe today as Africa. In those parts of the world where the Nile River is, the Mediterranean Sea, Egypt, all of that. Be crystal clear. Now, from that, it's not hard to know or believe that Black people, the African, if you will, at that time, migrated all over the world. All over the world. That's the reason why, and I showed you a picture of my grandmother's mother the other day in the car when we was with y'all. And if you look at her, she looked like, you could tell she's Black. Clearly she's Black, but she's got what we would call Indian features, the native features. And that is because there was a mixing of those people. You know, now we also know that at some point when the Mayflower landed, when what they say, when Plymouth landed here, we do know there was a slaughtering of those natives. That's true. Now, with that being said, come on. With that being said, who had the strength, the will, and the power to build this country? We did. The African that was already here, and those that was a result of what the African slave trade, Atlantic slave trade. Don't play. Don't play. Physically, they could not handle it. Physically, they couldn't handle it. And it's nothing to say against them. It was horrible what happened to them, that they ended up diseased up. A lot of them end up alcoholics and all. That's horrible. But the reality is, as it pertains to who built America, who built this country, that came off the backs of us.
That's it.
We
That's
didn't
true.
die out. We didn't fall away. We didn't end up getting something. No. We put that work in. We put the work in for hundreds and hundreds of years and everything thereafter. So to sit here and make like they got ownership to this? No, they don't. No, they don't. First of all, they weren't the first here.
And they
second of all,
came over here. They came here.
Come on, they came here. And second of all, we put the work in. We put the work
America.
in. Bring the footage. Come on, no. Bring the footage. Bring the footage of them being out there on them plantations. Them shucking cane. Them taking them water hoses and them dog bites. Bring the footage, baby. Bring the footage. Then bring the footage. Then we had that conversation. Until then, we're going to agree that was a horrible thing that happened to them, and it was. But we also know that America has given them reparations.
That's right.
They have been given reparations. We have not. So let's be crystal clear with this indigenous
Somebody
conversation.
wants to know, are we in contact with Illinois GOP, and would love for you to meet Tom Homan? Well, we met Tom Homan last Monday.
Right. When that's December 9th. December 9th.
December 9th, we met him. We met him. Danny,
that we did.
All over the world.
That we did.
Danny shape, Danny ponytail all over. Yeah, full Negro. Oh, someone said that what's his name? That Carlos Ramirez-Rosa is trying to go to be head of Park District. You know, and I know another thing is Jackie Rosa. She is the chief philanthropy officer. Okay, he just made his brand, made that up.
I can tell.
That's his sister. So Carlos Rosa's sister is the chief philanthropy officer for the city of Chicago.
You gotta be playing with me.
No, okay. He all
see all
up in
this
this.
nepotism. All this nepotism.
He's all up in this.
This is crazy.
This is crazy. Now, what people say about Alderman Rosa. Oh, he actually said at the beginning of this year too that that Black people reside in the basement and Hispanics reside on the first floor. So
they feel like that. I
See
mean, that's
that?
what you can see that. You can see how they think. That's why you call it Hispanic KKK.
Yeah, he's Hispanic KKK. He's definitely he's head of Hispanic KKK.
Mm-hmm.
They say he's an overgrown teenager, backed and supported by some of the most insufferable people in the city. He absolutely must go. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he's this man is a CTU backed socialist who got a major
Mhm.
seat of power and threatened to abuse that power. Citizens of
Mm-hmm.
This
Yeah.
guy is
Yeah.
all show. He says he cares but doesn't really listen. He acts like
No,
a
he
fighter
don't.
for the people but doesn't even listen to them nor their actual concerns. And he will. And this time he will not run unopposed.
Hmm.
Um,
Did he run unopposed? How many times has he run unopposed? Or don't say.
I think the first time. The second time he ran unopposed.
The second time.
See? See?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let me just
Them
make sure. Let
running
me get that. Let me
unopposed. Them
fact. Let me
running
fact check
unopposed
that.
is the issue.
Let me fact check that. But I know he's a danger. That's
Yes,
dangerous.
he is.
That's a
Yes, he
dangerous
is.
man.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. And
Do we have
he knows he is. He knows the way that he sits there. He knows. You know. Yeah. So in 2023, he ran unopposed.
okay, see? 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 See?
In
See?
2019, he won 4,700 votes, and Amanda U. Dietrich, um, she got 3,208 votes. She should try again. Amanda,
You can
go
try
ahead and try
again.
again. And she
Amanda,
also
if you're
called him out.
listening, try again.
He ran on a campaign saying that he would not take his $35,000 raise, and he lied and took it.
They all do. Right. You think he wasn't? You think he probably got more. He probably got more. So he probably didn't take that 35. He probably got 40. And so technically he didn't go get the 35. It's probably a little bit more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he promised to take, he said to take a 30, no. He brought Ramirez-Rosa promised to take a $35,000 pay cut and put that money back in the community if elected, but that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But that didn't
Yeah.
happen.
But that didn't happen.
No, the little good Samaritan didn't come through.
Yeah.
The good
Yeah.
socialists. The good socialists.
Didn't
Yeah.
come through.
None of these socialists have yet to say, you know what? We're not pay because we want equal rights. We're going to everybody get equal rights, equal pay, equal health care. None of these people, they're taking all their salary. But you know who has salary? This is his second time not salary? Donald Trump.
Who didn't take it? Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
The first term as president.
Never took no salary. And lost
Don't
money.
take your turn.
And lost money. And lost money.
And lost
being
money.
president.
And lost. Just
And
saying,
y'all,
the socialists, the DSAs, they're not one of the DSAs, Democrats, have yet to. We're not going to take our money. I'm not going to take the salary.
actually, they worth way more. They worth way more now.
Yeah.
And then talk about how he come down off a gold escalator.
Yeah.
Hating because he was born rich, even though all of them ended up rich.
Chris, yeah, all
Right.
of them.
Big rich.
Big rich.
Big rich.
But just mad
So
that he born rich.
it's the hypocrisy for me.
Yeah.
It's the hypocrisy of because is that what it is now, that we demonize people that are born rich? So let me see. So we all gonna hate Jay-Z and Beyonce kids. We all gonna hate the Kardashian and Kanye West kids. We all gonna hate Master P and them. Was it Little Romeo and them? We gonna hate who else kids? if Oprah had some, we would hate her kids.
Even
If Tyler Perry had, but he
you
got a
know,
little
Oprah took
boy
the
or something,
PPP loan.
we hate his kid. So we hate everybody. We supposed to hate D.L. Hughley and Steve Harvey kids
Because right,
because
right.
they born rich, right?
Mhm. That's
Do
basically,
you know Oprah Winfrey took the PPP loan 3 times?
yes. Yeah. The billionaire. The billionaire.
That
The billionaire.
wait a minute, that said that at the DNC that this Democratic Party is bringing us joy, joy,
Yeah. Yeah, the
joy.
billionaire. The billionaire. Yeah. The billionaire. How dare look?
Bringing us
How dare
joy,
she
joy.
use any of her money? How dare she use any of her money to do something
Huh?
good?
It
I
said
bet she did. I
Chicago
bet she
red.
was feeling joyous getting that. Well, how much did they pay her?
A
A
lot.
couple of million or something. I bet you she is feeling full of joy.
I mean, somebody said it wasn't Oprah, it was her studio. Same thing. It's just like it's a business.
Wait a minute. Zoe, be quiet. Danny, get him.
Why would you ever say that wasn't Oprah? It was her business. It's just like y'all saying, Danny, I'm a fitness trainer. And y'all say, and I say, hey, it wasn't Danny, it was you against you fitness. But see, that's what I'm talking about. See, that's what I'm talking about. This is what I keep saying, y'all. I'm telling you.
And I want to piggyback on that. Okay. Y'all say that, it wasn't Oprah, it was her studio, right? Just like it wasn't the people who took the PPP loan that work in the government. It wasn't them, it was their businesses, and they still got fired. They still lost their jobs.
I mean, y'all, listen.
They still lost their jobs.
You gotta think. Like, you gotta stop stop it. Seriously. At some point in life, y'all got to wake up and look and see what's going on around you.
CTU and Johnson is about to be investigated. Oh, we know the feds is on their way for everybody.
Yes.
Just get your popcorn. Get your popcorn and get ready for Famous Friday and all of our channels, because it's going down. I'm gonna get some music. I'm gonna get some background music. The violins will be playing when they come. All I'm gonna think about is that part in Titanic when they were still playing that violin when the Titanic was sinking.
Yeah, the
Titanic was
Titanic
sinking.
was
I'm
still
just that's all I'm gonna think about.
Titanic was sinking.
Yeah.
You all, we gotta do better, y'all. I just can't.
We gotta do better.
We
Somebody
got
said,
to do
would
better.
Chicago Red sponsor an automatic forum or a candidate debate? Yeah, when it's time.
Yes, when it's time. Yes.
When it's time, yeah.
We gotta get some, y'all. We gotta get some.
Are you talking about Chicago Red or Chicago Flip Red? Because that's two different.
Chicago Flip Red. Chicago Flip Red. Yes, we would sponsor an automatic forum or a candidate debate. Yes, we would. Absolutely, because we're getting these people out of office. We've already
that's two different groups.
Yeah, Chicago Red is P Rays and ours is Chicago Flip Red.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you all have to definitely do your part. You got to talk to your neighbors. You got to share. You got to share these videos. You got to say, look, this is what's going on. Because if we don't stop this, we the people, listen, we the people. If we don't stop this, y'all, you see, they gonna keep going.
They don't even go by the U.S. Constitution.
They don't follow no rules.
Yeah, they're dangerous. They don't even go by the U.S. Constitution. They don't care about the supreme law of the land. Why are we even in office?
We can't.
You gotta move. You gotta get the. That's what.
Yes.
Never. I can't wait.
This is serious,
y'all. Defund the police. Why would I ever defund the police? You know how hard it is to get these people up out of here. Gotta get these people up out of office.
It's gonna be real hard, y'all. We gotta.
This man is a whole out here. A whole.
Y'all.
Now, I want to let y'all know that right now it's about to be a Mexican and Venezuelan war. Okay. It's starting right now. They're not putting this stuff on mainstream media. They're not letting you know, but they are out here killing each other. Real bad. Okay. Execution style, killing kids. They killing the families. It's really bad. Okay. Dumping and I mean, it's migrant on migrant crime. It's real bad right now. Okay. Legal on illegal crime. It's real bad, but they're not showing this stuff on TV. So I'm letting y'all know right now, this don't have nothing to do with us. So stay out the way.
Stay out the way.
Stay out the way. I know you can't call the police, but call ICE. Take as much videos, put on social media, let them know this is why we need you, Trump. Trump, they're here. Like this is ground zero. But it's about to get real crazy.
Yes,
it's getting crazy. And another thing I want y'all to understand too, because these politicians have stolen their money, immigration money, right? And the feds is not, and they thought, and Biden didn't help them out like they thought they were gonna help them out. They're starting to squat.
Yes,
they're starting to squat in people in these abandoned homes and people homes. So if you are a person who has properties, you need to go check to make sure they haven't got in there already.
Yeah.
People that got abandoned buildings next to them, and they're being told to do this by these Hispanic KKKs, Aldermen, stuff like that, because this place has their squatter laws in Illinois is terrible. So they're telling these people to do this. So they have no homes. There's one shelter system that the disgraced mayor has put is not working, because you're dealing with the American homeless. Chicago has a lot of homeless problem too. With Chicago citizens, it's real bad. On top of these Venezuelan homeless people that are here. So and they're trying to hide. You understand? The people, because the ICE is coming.
They trying to hide.
Yeah. So it's about to get crazy.
And listen, let me say this. Oh, and let me say this. The news is going, and that's why I've been going live and talking. The news is going to show. Now, you all listen, we in Chicago. We let y'all know gangs, everything, who's here. When the news starts showing you all a mama and the baby girl and start saying, oh my God, black people, you'll remember this was you doing slavery and the white man did this to you. And this is that. They're going to start this. And they're going to show a woman and they're going to show a kid, them getting deported and stuff. Listen, stay focused, Chicago. We just showed y'all everything was going on. Stay focused, America. Stay focused. We voted Trump in because of this very thing. And we just showed you all how they orchestrated all of this, how they're doing this. They allowed 22 million people here. So because drastic calls for drastic measures. So whatever they come in here, we got to do, stay focused.
Stay focused, yeah. The feel sorry, the victim, they're going to play that victim role. They don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't speak English, all that type of stuff. Let me tell you something. We always help everybody but ourselves.
That's right.
And that is why we are in the predicament that we are in. And that's why we have no real leadership in Congress on a democratic level, from the federal level to the state level to the city level. They're terrible. They do not care. They cannot do anything. They sold themselves out. If they attempt to speak out against the injustices that's happening, because this is an injustice with this illegal immigration invasion.
Yes, it is.
They can't, because you got somebody like Ramirez-Rosa hiding whatever they have up under them saying, if you say anything about ICE coming, or you say anything about the illegal immigrants not having sanctuaries and not seeking asylum, I'm going to come out with all the stuff that you've done stole from the city from time to time. Or I'm going to come out with your sexual assault cases, or whatever that they have dangling. Because there's some weird sexual assault cases that's happening in the city, and they're holding that against people. That's why they're voting.
Allegedly, that is.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. So just saying.
You know, but
How bad it is.
I think that you make a valid point in terms of stay focused, and the main thing is that don't disrespect our ancestors.
That's it.
By comparing people who's coming over here illegally
That's
and having to be sent back because they are here illegally. These people have gotten more in the last year or two for coming into this country illegally than our ancestors ever got in hundreds of years of labor. Do not disrespect our ancestors like that.
I forgot about that video.
We were not here illegally.
Right.
That is not the same thing. Because here's the truth. Wait a minute. Because here's the truth. Slavery was the law. Oh, watch it. Slavery was the law. So when they separated us from our families and we had to endure all that, that was under the laws of slavery. And we still had to be subjected to it because it was the law.
That's right.
So now the law is in the same country, in the same United States of America, the law is that the illegals will be deported. They're going to respect the law.
That's right.
Of this country, just like our ancestors had to respect the law and be subjected to the law of this country. For you to have more concern. See, we just saw it with this Hunter Biden thing. Come on.
That's it right
Don't
there.
you see how Hunter Biden got pardoned and nobody's saying that he shouldn't pardon his son or whatever. Okay, whatever, that's his son. The irony in it, and we talked about this before, the irony in it is that you pardoned your son for the same thing that thousands and hundreds of thousands of people got locked up for, but you're not pardoning them. And you don't have this big outcry from us making an issue of that. It should have been a big outcry of, okay, he letting his son out because that's his son. But his son, it would be different if his son was getting pardoned for a whole different set of things that, everybody else didn't do. Let's say if it was just about the taxes, or if it was just about, the secrets, whatever. But his son was a straight out crackhead. That committed crimes by way of his addiction, by way of him being on crack. And you pardon him, but you don't pardon all our cousins or uncles, brothers, mothers, aunties that got locked up for the same behavior. That's the irony. And again, the sickness of our race, that we can feel so much compassion for Hunter, but we don't have compassion for our uncles, for our brothers, our sisters, our aunties, our husbands, or what, that's crazy. It's brainwashing on a whole nother level.
That's right. That's right.
And like today, what he did was he went and pardoned Terry Flurning, Meech's brother, but he's already out. But he went and pardoned him. And like Dave was saying, just to make it like, see, he did pardon somebody black, he didn't pardon Meech though.
Right. No, we ain't going for that.
He didn't pardon Larry Hoover that we've been asking for. Pardon Larry Hoover. Pardon Jeff Fort. Pardon Asada. Since you want to pardon people
that been in there for long. Yeah.
Terry, Terry been out.
He been, see, They playing in our faces.
Yeah, it's not like what part, like, well, he about to run for off, like it's just, it's the hypocrisy for me, baby. And the crazy thing is how people are still under this Biden spell, this Democratic spell. Like Biden was such this great person for Black people, and he was not. He was absolutely terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't say that, because if you say that, they'll go crazy. Like, don't you talk about my master like that?
Mm-hmm.
How dare you talk about my master like that?
What Malcolm X say? Master, we said.
Hmm.
He said that, yeah, he said the house Negro identifies so much with the master that wherever the master felt, he felt. And that's when Malcolm X used to say, "You're the master gets sick." And the slaves say, the house Negroes say, "Master, we sick."
You sound just like Alderman. Exactly how she sound.
Right. Master, we sick. In other words, governor, prisoner, President Biden, you need me to do something for you, sir?
Right.
You need me to talk a certain way to the people, sir? You need me to help get this budget passed, sir? You's in trouble, sir, because the border man is coming, sir. Trump getting in office, sir. You master, you sick? Can I help you?
Boss? Boss, she was like, boss, my ward is we still got water. We still got water in the basements. We still got water in the basements from last year. Last year, FEMA ain't coming, boss. FEMA ain't coming, boss. But I'll give you, like, we can't. It's sad. And she's over a war.
We said so.
Please,
I forgive you, sir.
I forgive you. Yes, yes, y'all forgive. Please, please. As I told you something about Oliver Twist, please, sir. Please, sir. It's so sad down there. That's our representation.
That's
why Carlos Ramirez-Rosa can walk around there like that.
Don't walk like this.
Cause see, ain't no real ones down there.
Ain't no real ones down there. Bill by himself.
With Bill by himself. Yeah.
But I give Bill like 65% of realness. Okay, because when it comes to, because you're supposed to stand up for everything.
Yeah, for everything. Okay? Yeah.
If Bill was supposed to be the realest down there, he would be standing behind us for a press conference.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, or I just live for the day when I just hear any alderman, being Black, white, Hispanic, the two Asians down there. I just live for the day that I see any of them just stand up on City Hall floor and say, "Give Black people their money." Not Black and brown, not minorities, not underprivileged. I live for the day. I live for the day. You want to talk about the real one? The real one is going to be the one to stand up on that floor, being Black, white, Hispanic, or the two Asian. That's going to stand on that floor and say, we want a thorough accounting of all the money that was spent on illegal immigration. That's the real one.
That's the real one.
Now that we've been waiting for it. We've been waiting for that. Now, when Riley had brought up one time, and then they looked at Riley and said, "Riley,
he said the one line item, but he didn't go into what made that 600 million.
But he was the only one that actually mentioned the new arrivals' money.
No, that's true.
It's money laundering. It's a big business. It's a
democratic way. Nobody talk about it.
Big business, baby. It's a democratic way.
So nobody want to talk about it or bring it up.
Nobody want to talk about that. And see, in order for me to believe that, I should say, I'm gonna need to hear it come out of your Black mouth, white mouth, Hispanic mouth, Asian mouth. Give Black people their money.
Right.
If I don't hear that, I don't hear that.
And we have.
All of them
I'm
on the
looking at
same
over
thing to
three.
me.
I'm looking at over $3 billion has been spent on this illegal immigration scam right here in the city of Chicago. And when it
Right
comes
here.
out, because it's going to come out real soon, and I'm just going to have my popcorn. I'm going to have the violins playing in the back. And
You in the
like I
Bible.
told y'all, this is one last question. I said, y'all better be careful. They might try to implement that Dred Scott law on us black people.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that?
The Dred Scott, what is it, of 1929, I think,
Yeah.
where it say that there's no law that a white man have to follow for a black man. It was a Supreme Court ruling. It's called the Dred Scott
Dred
decision.
Scott law. Yep.
So what they implemented that? Wait, I ain't heard that.
You ever heard
Yeah,
Dred Scott law?
that's like one of them historical cases.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. It didn't happen. They not saying that they implemented that recently. They talking about back
No,
in the
it
day.
was the Supreme Court ruling, like back, I think in 1929, 1926, something like that, but it was never overruled, or it was never taken off the law or replaced in the law. It's still a law that's
Yeah, it
standing.
says Dred Scott was an enslaved man who sued for his freedom, even though my mom said the blacks messed that up. You know, the black slaves, like what it keeps going. It
Like
keeps
they
going.
doing,
It keeps going.
basically.
It never stays. It's like I said, it's us. I was like, we blaming the white man. Now it's us.
It's us, like it is down.
Yeah.
It's
But
us.
Dred Scott was an enslaved man who sued for his freedom, arguing that because he had lived in free states and territories, he should no longer be enslaved. The Supreme Court ruled against him, deciding black people, free or enslaved, were not U.S. citizens and therefore couldn't sue in federal court. Live in a free state or territory didn't make an enslaved person free. Congress didn't have the power to ban slavery in U.S. territories, effectively making the Missouri Compromise unconstitutional. This decision was a huge blow and its escalated tensions leading to the Civil War.
There you have it. Even though he was free, there was no law to protect him. Is there anybody in the
Anybody have
chat
any questions?
that's from his ward, that's from Carlo Ramirez-Rosa's ward?
Anybody from Carlos Ramirez-Rosa ward?
Well, I want to say something that we didn't know. Say
Or
something
any
that we didn't
questions?
cover. Anybody want to say something that we didn't cover like they did last time? That was really good. Anybody got something?
That's crazy.
Huh?
No, I'm reading this comment.
Oh,
that's crazy.
Yeah, they say it's Dixon comptroller, but yeah, stole 200 million. Yeah. So I do. Any last words? I know for me. I just want. They starting to call them VDs, Venezuelan disciples. Okay, and they starting to team up with some of the GDs.
Yup.
And it's not looking too good out here, and a lot of these people are starting heading over to Pilsen, Humboldt Park, Inglewood, but the side where what's his name, Lopez has, the Atlantic side,
Raymond Lopez.
Yeah, they're coming in Michael Rodriguez ward, and he's a big champion for these people. They're getting executed. I mean, brains like blown off, like head getting blown off right next to his office in there, and it's not getting told on mainstream media because they want to make it like Trump. This was a bad decision for putting Trump in office. MAGA is all these terrible people. It's a trying to make it a racial thing, trying to make it, they even making it seem like black people are these self-hating, people like, how dare you get mad at these people coming over here looking
Right.
for a better life when we had to deal with the Democrats are really trying to play this victim role / passive aggressive socialist communism corruption because they lost and they know the Democratic Party is done. Okay. I went to the barbershop today. They all said it. One of my guys in there said Democrats are toast. It's toast. They toast. And everybody saw that. Everybody around the United States of America saw that. People didn't care if they stopped talking to friends and family members before their political view or their political vote, because they knew at the end of the day it wasn't making no sense. It wasn't adding up, and you're not going to sit here and continue to let me keep voting for my own demise because my grandmama voted this way. My grandmama not even here no more. My grandmother's up there like, what are y'all doing? Nah, this was not the Democratic Party.
That we knew.
No, this is
That's
not
right.
it. No, baby. No. Okay. Yeah. And so my last words is continue to keep God first. Pray. If you're not sure, pray. If you're scared, pray. If you're afraid, pray. If you're not afraid, pray, but keep God first. And live in your truth, and just know that God got us, and God helped. God saved us this last election.
That's right.
Okay?
I keep saying that. Right.
And you can't, and no one can tell me differently.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I just want to say, stay focused, you all. Please stay focused. Believe your lying ass. Remember, they tell you don't believe your lying ass. Look at your situation around you. It is what it is. And stay focused. So when all this noise comes, which is getting ready to come, because he's starting here, ground zero. Stay focused. Let's clean our communities up. Let's get ready for this local election coming up. Let's make it our point to in our neighborhoods to make sure our people know that we're getting these people up out of office, because we deserve better, you all. We deserve better in Chicago. That's all I want to tell you all. We deserve it.
I just have one thing to say, and that is Carlos Ramirez-Rosa is the reason why. And he's the reason why things are the way that they are down there in City Hall, and he's the reason why we coming for them seats.
He is dangerous. He's detrimental to the community. He's detrimental to his community, to Chicago, to the legal citizens. He's even to the ones who are trying to really seek asylum. He has made it bad. Yeah, he has his own personal agenda with the help of this clueless mayor and the CTU, and it's just, we gotta stop. Like Jessica said, you gotta stop the bleeding, and the bleeding was us voting Trump in, and now it's time to work locally to get these aldermen out of office. Someone has said asked us, well, are we going to start holding meetings? We will start holding meetings, get the numbers up, and we will. And when we get to that time, we will get to that time. But until now, make sure y'all register to vote.
Yes.
Get your family registered to vote.
Get your kids
registered to vote. It's a lot of kids out here that's not registered to vote. Get y'all kids out here that can vote. Get them out here and start teaching them. Send them this. Let them listen to us. Let them do their own research. But this their future.
That's it. That's it right there. Future. Because if not,
somebody said I'm 35th Ward. I'm 35th Ward. Okay, somebody's in here, 35th Ward.
Okay,
start
good.
Organizing.
Yes.
Start organizing. Oh
And
yeah,
we hope
Zoom
you
meeting.
all
Yeah,
learn
yeah, yeah, yeah,
something.
yeah.
And we hope you all learn something. We hope you learn something about the 35th Ward that maybe you didn't know. Hopefully you learned something about the Alderman, Rosa, that you didn't know. Because it was our goal to make him famous.
To make him famous.
That's right. That's
So
right.
with that being
And
said,
we
I
had a
think we
steady,
good.
150 people watching.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, did we?
That's a
Yeah,
study. Yes, yes. You all please share. Make sure because
including him.
ah, please, right? Because please share, like, look, and make sure you all send this to your people, especially if you in that ward. Please
Yes,
send that to those people because one thing, like we just said, it's not fair for a legal citizen the way you had to come and do it the right way, or the ones that been here for this long and trying to do it the right way to allow your neighborhoods to be invaded by people who just came over here and just broke the law. That's a yes. So please, you all share
yes,
it to if you know anybody in your
yes.
ward. Please share
And
this out.
educate yourself on Democratic Socialists of America. And
Yes.
anybody that is riding with them, any that says that that's what they are, you stay very far away from them and do not vote them type of people in. They are not good for America. They are
Or
not good for America, for the people, for the citizens. They have vendettas. They have vendettas against America. And the black ones who consider themselves the Democrat Socialists, they're clueless and slow. Jeanette Taylor has no idea. She don't even come to work no more. She don't even know why she's a Democrat Socialist. She did. She doesn't. She just got in there. They thought it was like a club. She thought it was like a club. You know, okay.
yeah.
Oh, we progressive, and then they out here causing havoc, and that's why they let and that's the thing that pissed me off about her too, because you with this DSA, you right, but you had that shelter in your ward. But your DSA colleagues, the Hispanic ones, not one of them, not one shelter in their wards.
And they ward. And
Not
they
Instead,
none
ward.
of the not
instead of
not
you
even
and Yancey,
Daniel the Spider. He's Italian.
instead,
He didn't have
and
one. The Hispanics, but Yancey had one,
The black
and
but
she
people.
had one. The black ones had one.
instead, Jeanette Taylor and Yancey got together and dumped them in South Shore.
Right,
You see that in the black neighborhood? Look at that. Look at that. That's why we said, listen, you all, the Democrat Party, and I keep saying this, and I'm going to keep saying this every lab I go on. They're going to be in a timeout for 20, 30 to 40 years. We are not allowing these people to get back in power until they understand to never, ever, ever play with the American citizens or the Chicago or Illinois citizens again. We got to make them
right.
understand. Don't you ever bring this anti-American government to America. Like they don't,
Right.
we got to let them understand
But the
this.
Democratic Party is done, and they
It's
know it.
done.
So yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. The Democratic Party was once upon a time. They finally, black people woke up. Majority, a lot of us have been awake. Like Miss Jackson, Miss Jackson can break down the whole situation. Well, that's be another time. But when she knew when Biden was about to be vice president with Obama, she already knew what type of man he was back there for the 94 crime bill and stuff. A lot of other people thought like Miss Jackson too, but we didn't have social media like that. It wasn't
Right,
out there for people to really push that out like, oh, hell no. Nah.
right,
So yeah, he snuck up in there,
right.
you know? So just, you know, but this time we mindful, we know, and we have people that know the history and stuff. We don't have to go as far back as how many people think we got to go as far back. That 94 crime bill said a lot.
Yes,
And
it
then,
did.
you know, and look at what's going on now. So think about that.
Right,
Andre's
y'all.
right, yeah. So I love
And
y'all.
please, people, please take the time to learn the difference between progress and being progressive.
Yeah.
That's good.
Please.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good.
Ask for a sentence. If you need them to do it in a sentence for you. Whatever you need, but please. So yeah. Next Friday. Oh, how are we gonna do that one? You
What
just
is
gonna
that?
pull it
Well,
out?
I don't
We
know.
gonna
That's the
skip
day after Christmas. So,
holiday. We're gonna skip that
so
one.
we just a holiday break.
Yeah, we're gonna do a holiday break because we gotta do it at the mic.
Yeah, we
Right.
gotta put the thing at the mic.
Yeah. So
Right.
next Famous Friday, we do it at the mic.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Until then, we'll still be around, but
We got Sunday.
until we can get
Danny
back
got
to the
hers. Danny go live. Danny going live tomorrow.
Yeah. What's tomorrow? No, we gotta do that. I gotta be there. The photo
Okay.
shoot.
Yeah, photo
Yeah.
shoot. Okay. Well, Sunday I'm going live. Talk about the
Mm-hmm.
budget.
Yeah,
We'll
I'll
talk
probably
about
go
this
last
budget
Sunday after
recap
you.
and
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff. So yes, I'll be around. And then Tuesday, I got something good for Christmas Eve. It's called A Dose of Dr. Sample. Dr.
Oh,
Sample, I can't wait till y'all meet Mrs. Sample.
okay.
All right, that's gonna be a good one too. All
Okay.
right, we're skipping 2 weeks. Yeah, we gotta skip 2 weeks. But hey, that'll get us prepared.
Right.
Get ready. So please share the 3 that we did. Michelle
Please do.
Harris is going crazy. We almost at 4,000 views.
Oh yeah, come on,
Okay.
y'all. Her ward, please. Look, send that to everybody y'all know who in her ward.
Right.
Please do. She has to go.
Right.
Yes. Jesse
He
the
has to go.
Winter. Share all of those. Please do, you all. The more
Yes.
the word get out and the more people see, then we can really make changes. Please, you all. We really working hard to save Chicago for real.
So Merry Christmas.
Yes. Merry
And
Christmas.
Happy New Year.
All right. Love you all.
Love you all. See y'all. Please
all
like
righty.
and subscribe. Please share the last 3 Famous Fridays that we did. And we will be back with the next one in the new year.
Yes.
All right. Peace.
Peace.
Peace. See y'all later.
Bye bye, you all.